with superstar Kelly Clarkson, bringing her powerhouse voice to our iconic stage. Performing her new music and some of your favorites to start your morning.
Catch me live on the plaza.
Feel the beat and share the moment. Kelly Clarkson performs live on the City Concert Series on Today, Tuesday morning on NBC.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything's possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this Air France radio message. Craving an unforgettable destination where culture, history, architecture, romance, and the excellence of French gastronomy all meet? With Air France, Paris and all its delights have never been closer. From May 21st, make the most of our new Orlando International Airport non-stop flights to Paris. Elegance is a journey. Air France. See conditions on airfrance.us.
Join us for the 30th annual Cinco celebration at Tijana Flats. Friday, May 2nd to Monday, May 5th. Dig into 2 for $5 street tacos, 2 for $5 drinks, and much more. 4 days of flavor, all for just $5. Only at Tijana Flats.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Are you 62 or older and wondering if a reverse mortgage can help you access the equity in your home? It's so easy to get a free reverse mortgage quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Just fill out the online questionnaire at thatmortgageguydon.com, or you can make an office appointment to meet in person at 1401 Town Plaza Court, Winter Springs, Florida. Happy Home Mortgage. NMLS ID 2418348.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy,
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K, BANK. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeart Media, its management, or advertisers. Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral
sensational stories of the day. The news junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Lots to get to today. From everything is unhinged to Trump makes a move to rename Veterans Day and a big update on the John Elway golf cart death. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever happens,
What
friends.
happened?
Yeah, what had happened, my guy?
We got a last-minute message. Yeah.
What?
Looking at it right here. Let me just double-check. I don't want to get yelled at all, so I want to make sure I get this exactly right. It's a last-minute message from Bill Belichick's girlfriend. Let's see what she said.
Have a great Friday, you motherfucker.
We did it, everybody! That's right. Look at this. We made our way through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has arrived. Pat yourself on the back.
So many pats.
I'm excited for the weekend.
I'm excited too, and I'm even more excited because I spent half the show yesterday thinking it was Friday.
I know, yeah. Seriously? We're halfway through yesterday, and I said something, and we go to break, and Sabrina goes, I just realized it's not Friday.
I asked you that. I go, how much time for this segment? Because I know we're going to get everything set for the weekend.
I was like halfway through the show, and she goes, oh... We're not to the finish line yet, but here we are now. We're literally looking right down the finish line, and I like that. All right, let's see what's happening out there. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's going on in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to President Trump. He's doing a speech, one of these speeches at a college somewhere. You know how it goes.
College people.
They're out there. You've graduated. You're about to. The school year is ending. Everything's happening so fast. And the kids are gathered. And Trump is bending their ears. He's talking to them. And then he says, I might get in trouble for doing this, but should I do it?
Oh, perfect.
You know what? We have something in common.
He's the president.
Yeah, we do. We both, I do the same thing.
You've
I do
said
the
that
same
phrase so many times.
Like, I probably shouldn't do that. What, do you think I should do this? And the crowd's like, do it. Because the crowd's never going to go, no, it's irresponsible. Don't do
Follow
it.
the rules.
Yeah.
Follow the rules.
That's never going to happen. That's the lamest crowd ever. So the crowd's going to go, do the thing. Do the thing.
They have a record that wasn't broken in 18 years. And they have. Should I imitate it? You know, my wife gets very upset when I do this.
He said, should I imitate it? My wife gets very upset when I do this.
She said, darling, it's not presidential. I said, yeah, but people like it.
People like it?
I'll tell you what, my significant other would get mad at. The impersonation of her right there.
Yeah.
It's not presidential. It's like, oh.
There's a lot to see here. Those of you just listening, I'll describe it for you. It looks like an AI-generated screenshot right here because...
Those are real people, though, yeah.
Those are real graduates, and one girl has not moved for those entire 15 seconds.
I don't know what school this is, but he's out there yucking it up with these college grads to be.
He looks crisp.
He is about to
sweaty.
he's about to do an imitation, and he says, I shouldn't do this. Melania says it's not presidential, but should I?
Should I do it or not?
Come on.
All right, I'm in trouble when I get home, but that's okay. What the hell? I've been in lots of trouble before.
This is a just double checking. This is a commencement speech.
I don't even know what he's saying there. It's like,
I'm in lots of trouble. Nobody's seen more trouble than me.
That's right.
All right, let's see what he said.
No, you look at the weightlifting where 18 years it stands, and they have this young woman, and her parents are right where you are in the front row, and they're so proud of her. And
all right, he's talking about a weightlifting thing where some young woman was trying to break the record and she couldn't, and then a transgender person broke the record or something. So he's going to imitate these
209 pounds, and she's going to lift that. The record stood for 18. Think of it, 18 years, and they put an eighth of an ounce here. And an eighth of an ounce here, little bit here. Little bit. Yeah. And she's going to do it. Mom, I love you. I'm going to do it for you, Mom. And she goes, and she lifts, and she gets it. And Mom, I'm going to do it, Mom.
He's fake weightlifting right now.
Can't do it.
He was so fake.
So good luck with the rest of your lives, grads.
He's fake
The run-up to this was a lot better than the actual imitation. Melania gets mad at that?
This is a lot like open mics, right?
He said she gets mad when he does imitations because it's not presidential, and he was imitating the woman lifting the weight, and she couldn't lift the weight, just couldn't get it off of her, and then threw the weight off of her. Which I'm not here to nitpick, but if you're weightlifting, okay, say I'm weightlifting. I know this is very hard to picture.
Let me close my eyes.
I'm pushing up the weight, right? Like I'm pushing it up. Now, if I can't get the weight up all the way, I can't just throw the weight because it would like crumble in on me.
Sure.
As a professional weightlifter myself, I'm here to tell you that's I don't know if it's accurate. I just don't know if that's the way things go down.
Yeah.
But that was a rousing time. They had a good time at the school there.
I just can't believe that was graduation ceremony.
Yeah, that's what they got. The graduation ceremonies have changed a lot. You get now, if you get a named person, you should feel good about it. If you go to a school,
didn't they just get Elmo or Kermit or somebody?
It's not bad. Elmo or Kermit, not bad choices. Those are good options. If you get somebody who does a cartoon voice, that's a good one right there. If you get lucky and you get who's the Family Guy dude?
Seth MacFarlane. Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane. If you get him, he's going to do the voices the whole time. Those are good choices. The problem is if you get somebody who's boring,
right? Or if you get the president of the United States, he's going to try his new material out. For everybody.
I would have had more fun at that. He would have made me laugh at least. I would have been down with him doing that.
I've been in a lot of trouble.
Well, you know what I don't want? I wouldn't want the person who's up there like actually trying to motivate you. Like, you're going to put your hands to the sky, and you guys are going to reach further than anyone's ever reached before and grab the stars. Like that, I don't want that person.
I don't remember my commencement speech.
Did you have a celebrity?
No, by no means. I don't even know if in the time that I graduated that the celebrity commencement speakers were a thing.
Oh, really?
Am I showing my age?
Yeah, that sounds really old of you, honestly, because I think they've been doing that.
UCF,
well, not all schools do it. Yeah, I don't know that UCF gets big names up in there.
Go Knights.
Why? There's a big school. Every big school should get a big name.
School.
Let me tell you something. They waste money at these colleges on literally everything else.
They
Why
paid
wouldn't they?
Snooki like $75,000 to do a commencement speech years ago.
I would be happy with that. I'd be happy with a Snooki speech. Yeah, because that's weird, and she's going to start talking about Jersey Shore or something, and she might fail miserably. Those are exciting.
Laundry success.
I would be very excited about that. Today on the show, we have so many unhinged things, and I am not promising you something that I'm not delivering on here. It's an unhinged show today.
Please tell me you pulled what I sent you guys.
Well, I didn't get anything from you. What did you send?
I'm sorry. Yesterday? I sent you open your phones, and it's 6 unread texts from Sabrina out of Delco County. Delco.
Oh, yeah, I got that lady. I got that lady. The Delco pooper. But that's the very fringe of the unhinged.
Oh, really?
That we're going to hit today. There's some very, very insane stuff on the show. Right now, I just for a second want to take a little bit of a divergent course and talk about bad drivers, because of all the things I saw that had me fired up and screaming this morning. This one really did it. And because it's a visual, I'm going to describe it for all of you, and I'm going to make it so you know what's going on. This was in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I don't know, have you guys seen this at all or no? You don't know?
I saw this.
So annoying. So annoying.
Insane.
The United States of America has a bad driving problem. It has a bad driving problem. And it's not necessarily simply because of the skills of the drivers. It's because everybody seems to have, or a good portion of people seem to have, main character syndrome right now. And when that crashes with driving, things go south. And literally sometimes. This was in Cincinnati. Car is cruising down the road, and they're about to miss their exit off 670 or off 71, I-71 onto 670. And so the car is cruising, and this van stops. They miss the exit, and they just stop in the middle of the interstate.
This is 5 lanes. 2 of them are exit, and they stopped right in the middle.
Busy road. And as you can see, the other side is like really stopped because it's probably around rush hour-ish or something. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. It's a busy interstate. And the person missed their exit and they've decided to stop right in the middle of the road. And now you'll see what happens when you stop in the middle of the interstate with your minivan. One car stops behind them and then another car attempts to stop behind them and smashes into them. Then we have 3 or 4 cars that pile up.
And the
then
person
finally,
takes off?
Yeah, with the way ahead cleared, the minivan then drives off into the distance and gets off at their exit. That's the kind of insanity that people do. They just, when you miss your exit, this is one of the biggest things. Or I don't want to fume early, but this is one of the biggest things to me. If you miss your turn, your exit, your anything, if you have made a mistake as a driver, that is on you. The idea that you're going to now inconvenience or endanger everybody else because of your mistake is insane. And for it, death penalty. Death penalty.
Death penalty is a little fumey.
Of course it is. Yes, because we need to teach people a lesson about this stuff.
I think it's not enough. I think 2 death penalties.
2 death penalties.
Dare I say thrice death penalties?
Electric chair, then you lethally inject the person afterwards.
How about they just have to ride a bike for the rest of their lives?
A couple of people get the death penalty. Nobody's ever doing this again. They're not doing this again. I see this so many times. We'll see somebody who goes, ooh, I made a mistake. Now I have to get over 4 lanes. And then they'll start yelling at you.
Right.
And getting angry at you for their bad life decisions.
I mean, this person stopped in the middle of an interstate. And then I think, what country, anywhere, what state in the U.S. is this something that's like totally normal? I can't think of it, that you would stop in the middle of a highway because you don't want to miss your exit.
Not even in a third world country. They would say, no, we have laws here, okay?
Actually, I think they drive better over there because they're constantly dodging random traffic. None of it's stopping.
The original Short Super Dave says on YouTube, this is why I hate minivan drivers. It's not a minivan driver thing. It's an idiot thing. It's a thing with people who are just...
Yeah, you should hate idiots.
Selfish people, selfish drivers. Somebody said they're stopping in solidarity with the people going in the other direction. That's not true.
That's a funny comment.
They literally stopped because they go, ooh, whoops, here they are, missed the exit. Let's stop our minivan right here. And then everything was okay for a second. They're trying to find a way to get over. The car behind them, another minivan stops. And then after that, people don't expect that you're stopping on the interstate. So the third minivan smashes into them. The minivan sandwich. And you've seen this. I've seen this. We've all seen this. It's time we take care of it. It's time we punish people for the bad driving that is happening out there around all of us.
Play stupid games, yeah.
That's right. Yes. In this case, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The stupid prize is we nail you to a cross in the middle of that interstate, and we hang you up for 3 days.
What?
3 days in the hot
going
sun.
Full Jesus on
a cross, 3 days in the hot sun with the crows pecking on your eyes, and I bet you won't do it again.
Extreme about this.
Yes, because in Sean's America, things like this don't happen.
Oh, this is his bid for president.
I fix problems. People commit crimes. Wild idea. I arrest them. People are bad drivers. Wild idea. You don't get to drive anymore. You don't get to drive anymore.
Okay, but
that's it.
You don't get to drive anymore is way different from hanging someone on a cross for 3 days. You know that, right?
Well, that's the start of the punishment, is you go on the cross for 3 days, and then for 3 days on the cross, you're in the hot sun, and then finally we let you go. And then after that, you're going to go, I probably won't do that anymore. I probably won't. I think I might stop doing that right now because
also,
that was...
my hands hurt a little bit.
It's a really bad time. You're going to have a bad time. All right? We've got so many things to get into today. This is just the very top of the ice cream cake that we're going to be eating today all together.
Yummy.
And yes, brace yourself for some very unhinged things on the show today. Do join us. You can watch over on YouTube or Twitch. Just search for The News Junkie and peek into the studio. When we come back, the Unhinged begins with a teacher in Florida. And when I say that, is it a male teacher or a female teacher?
Ooh.
Female.
I'll go male just for fun.
It's a male. It's a male teacher this time. A male teacher decided to write a letter to one of his students. Mm-hmm. I have the letter here in front of me, and I'm going to read it to you. And you guys tell me if this letter is unhinged, wrong, and what should happen to this teacher. Okay, we'll read that letter. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
All lanes are blocked on Goldenrod Road between Curry Ford Road and Lake Underhill Road heading northbound there. There's a serious accident blocking all lanes on Colonial Drive at John Young Parkway. There's a crash getting cleared up here on Florida's Turnpike southbound after Hancock Road, and traffic still slowing down on I-4 through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I have a pro tip for you. This is a good one. Trust me on this. And it's going to help you out, save you a lot of stress, and save you a lot of money. When you have one of those moments where you freak out a bit, and you start to think, oh, this could be expensive. My air conditioner is not working the way that it should. Rest easy. You're going to be okay. There's a lot of companies out there that aren't fair and do take advantage of you, and you should protect yourself from that by going with Mills Air. Mills Air is a company that is based on being honest with you. They want a long-term relationship with you. This isn't just some one-off where they try to juice money out of you and move on to the next place. They want to make sure your AC is working and you're happy. And then you will continue to come back to them at Mills Air. And they have the best techs out there. The techs want to go to the place that's doing the best work, and they go to Mills Air. They are going to help you no matter what kind of AC you have. And they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer, meaning they can get you really big rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. Why would you pay more somewhere else? You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's their phone number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about...
School Mike! School Mike! Can I get a happy Friday, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Need a haircut this weekend. I'm getting those little curlies, those little wispies out the side of my hat. It's no good. Happy Friday. We're going fully unhinged today. We'll get started slow, and then we'll unhinge more as the time goes by. Lawson, it's Friday, bro, and we're not listening to David Sampson at 8 a.m.? Buddy, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what 8 a.m. and David Sampson and panties. I mean, this is not to say that I don't know what panties are. I do. But I don't know what you're talking about. It's as if you've been having a conversation for a little while, and then I walked in the room and you are envisioning that I had the rest of the conversation with you. You know what I mean? Crazy cat lady says, don't feed the trolls. Is this somebody trolling? I mean, if it's trolling, it's got to be better. To be effective as a troll, it has to be quite clear what your mission is. Like, Sean sucks dick. Shut down your channel. I hate insert group here. Otherwise, I'm just kind of, you haven't stunned me. You know, I'm not in like a stun lock mode. I'm more in a curiosity barely peaked mode. It's like you're speaking another language. AJ Soup says, teach us the ways of the trolls. Oh, there's many, many skills. One thing is you have to know the button to push. And you guys sometimes do that. Sometimes. For each person, it's a different button, right? Like there's one thing that you could type in chat that would absolutely stun lock me, and I'd look at it and be like, you know what? Sometimes you guys get that. But a lot of times it's just like a dumb political comment. That doesn't bother me, really. I might want to dunk on you after I see it. But there's always that one thing, that button. It's not tiny hands, by the way. All right, we're coming back, everybody. Happy Friday. Here we go.
Attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Okay, don't freak out. Chaperone is here, and she is unfiltered on Las Culturistas. I gotta warn you, there is no topic off limits. Plus, Kate Cassidy breaks her silence on Purpose with Jay Shetty. She talks about Liam Payne, and it's an episode you do not want to miss. Plus, Amy Lou Wood drops by On Air with Ryan Seacrest, and she says she felt pretty ugly after learning her casting process for White Lotus.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
El Car Wash, now open in Eagle Creek, Oviedo, Kissimmee, and Winter Garden. El Car Wash, Florida's favorite car wash.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank, B-A-N-K, bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is...
What's going on with teachers this week? Is it because the school year is wrapping up and all the teachers are like, let me get all the weird, inappropriate things in at the last minute?
Damn right. Everyone else is going to work summer school, so why not?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe summer school gets weirder. I feel like teachers have gotten really weird this year, and I'm going to start with some of the Unhinged today and share with you a letter because there's a teacher in 5th grade that is in trouble for sending this at Gullet Elementary School. That's in a place called Manatee County. Yeah, Gullet, Gullett Elementary School. And the teacher sent this letter to one of his 11-year-old students. So when I read this letter in just a moment, I want you to imagine that's being delivered to an 11-year-old student because it was. It was delivered from an adult male teacher to an 11-year-old student.
Okay.
Now, they're not identifying the student. Good idea. Let's not do that. Nor the teacher, because the teacher has not been charged with a crime. And we'll see if you think the teacher should. But so far, the school is just, and the sheriff's office is just investigating. Just investigating so far. Here is the letter, all right? It's like they only showed some snippets of this. It's not the easiest thing to read, but...
Oh, handwritten.
Handwritten, yeah. Handwritten letter from the teacher to the 11-year-old student.
This teacher has really good penmanship. Like, he's the opposite of Sean.
Yeah, it is. It is my my opposite in many ways.
Oh, considering he's a teacher of 11-year-olds, they have to teach them how to make the letters correctly. I'm so scared for this letter.
All right, here we go. We'll go over to this instead. Since you made me mad the other day, and you made me throw away my note back to you, I guess I will start over. We could stop there for just a second and analyze. I know we're only a sentence in here, but I'm already learning things, so we're going to just stop for a moment. The teacher is saying to the 11-year-old that you made me mad, which is weird already. It's weird. It's weird that you're writing to an 11-year-old and you're like, you made me mad the other day. You made me throw away my note back to you, and I'm going to start over. This also implies that there's been some correspondence going on between a male teacher and an 11-year-old child previous to this. Back to the letter. I guess I will start over. I am sorry for putting slime all over you yesterday. Reminder, this is an adult male teacher writing to a student. All right. I'm sorry for putting slime all over you yesterday. I thought we could have some fun together, but didn't think about you getting upset with me. You know I truly love you, and no matter what, that will never change. I really love being your teacher, and more importantly, I love how close we have gotten this year. We have had a lot of fun this year, the teacher says. And that it cuts off there. Now, the rest of it I can read. So I'll stop, he says. I hope you'll write me back, but I won't expect anything. Love, and then the teacher's name. Your favorite teacher, only because I have to be. P.S. I'll keep our notes between us and won't show your friends, so you do the same.
Okay.
Red
flags.
Vibes on this. I mean, I don't know if the guy's committed a crime yet, but I still want him in a cage. I still find this to be real alarming.
Yeah, a bit.
Some of the more concerning things, besides the fact that he keeps saying he loves this 11-year-old student. And
it's a few too many I love yous. It's not
too many.
It's not uncommon for a teacher to be like, I love you, kids.
At that age, I certainly had a lot of love for my teachers, but we did not exchange notes.
Maybe younger than 11.
11 years old. Is it okay for a teacher to say that they love one of their students at 11 years old? I'm a bad source on this. I'm weird at the I love you stuff. I think people throw I love you out there too easily. I think that there's only a handful of people in my life that I actually love because I have maybe a different definition of that word. But people are more casual about it. A teacher with an 11-year-old child saying I love you, weird or this is a normal occurrence? Because C-Lane seems to be kind of backing that up a little bit.
No,
I may be younger than 11, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's okay. I remember teachers saying love you and I love you, but they loved all their students.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's the next adult in your life when you start going to school.
We went to religious school too, so it was like I love you and Jesus loves you. And
okay, all right, fair. But still, with that considered, the use of love in this letter from the teacher to the 11-year-old student, are you not alarmed by that? Because
I'm alarmed by the letter altogether.
All right.
The more it happens, the more I'm like, okay, once was enough. And the biggest red flag for me is don't show your friends this note.
Yes.
I mean, what the hell is that?
Exactly. That's a big one. I was banned for a joke on Twitch says Sean Wasson level of weird. Well, I'm not a barometer of weird over here. Please. This guy is way weird. The PS thing, C-Lane is absolutely right. For the first time in this show, C-Lane is absolutely right.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Hey, he needs a little dig when he says stuff like that.
Why are you upset about that? I'm saying that you are right. I'm saying that you're correct.
And that I've never been correct before.
For the first time in this show, C-Lane is 100% correct. It's not an insult, but I'll just continue. P.S. I'll keep our notes between us and won't show your friends, so you do the same. This is, hey, keep our correspondence secret. Now, can we tackle that real quick just before we wrap up the public case against this weirdo teacher? Is a teacher having a private correspondence written back and forth with a student wrong? Because I say yes.
Yes.
I say yes.
Strange.
There should be nothing private going on between a teacher and a student other than like some, hey, are you okay? Or like, I noticed this or that. Like stuff like this is weird and chummy and, I'm sorry I put the slime on you. I didn't know that you weren't going to like it. This is a teacher trying to make themselves in a close relationship with a young child. And I'm going to say it feels like grooming to me. That's what it seems like. This seems like somebody who's kind of trying to build that bridge with an 11-year-old. Oh, we're just playing around, be secret.
See it on the news if you weren't alone in that thought process.
Yeah.
Do we know, is this a first-year teacher? Is this a teacher with some sort of tenure?
They don't name the teacher at all. They said the 11-year-old's mother and father, Jason Mitchell, saw the letter and told the local news they were shocked. It's incredibly upsetting as a father. As a dad, where does your mind go from there? What did that open the door for in your head? What can I do legally out of frustration from being in receipt of something like this? What more could have been done to my daughter? Those are all fair questions, absolutely, positively. And Jason, I feel for you. If I would have seen this letter, if I had a daughter in her hands and she comes home from school and she has this, I would say, you ain't going back to that classroom. That's not happening. You're not going back there. This teacher's weird, and we got to sort this out. Now, the final question I think that we could throw out there before we see what else everybody has to say about this. Did the teacher do anything illegal here? Or just creepy?
Just creepy, I imagine. I don't think illegal. From what I understand, I'm no teacher, that you're allowed to have correspondence with students.
Uh-huh.
But is this crossing a line? Absolutely. Are they on grounds for termination?
I would think so.
Sure.
I would think so. I don't know about the law or the rules, I should say, with teachers and your employment status. And teachers, let us know what you think. I'd love to hear from some teachers.
Write us a letter.
Who would tell us what would happen if you did this, or what your thoughts are on a teacher writing that to an 11-year-old. Send us a dispatch. That's what we call your feedback. Record yours right now at thenewsjunkie.com. That was weird, though. That's a very strange thing, and I would be very uncomfortable if my child came home with that. All right, let's go over to some of your feedback coming in. You guys are talking about bad drivers out there. Had the driver in, was it Cincinnati or Cleveland? Cincinnati, who stopped in the middle of the interstate and then caused a massive pileup because they missed their exit on the interstate. And people do this stuff all the time. Here's Chad with 2 Ds.
What up, Junkie crew? Happy day.
Hey.
Just want to say I do sales for a living, and currently I have the iDrive Sand Lake area, which is just chef's kiss of terrible drivers.
Oh, buddy.
Definitely some of the worst humans ever. But I agree with Sean. Definitely the punishments can't be harsh enough. I also think we should punish all those people who keep putting new driver stickers on their car. You're 50 years old. There's no way you're a new driver.
I have seen a lot of those. Have you seen this too? I've seen a lot of new driver stickers on the back of vehicles.
I saw one of them royally effing up the other day, and I was like, oh, that
it says
must
new
be...
driver, not student driver?
It might say student driver, but I've seen these stickers on the back of vehicles that are like a warning that there's somebody, like a new student driver who's just learning how to drive. And I did not see them nearly as much as I have in like the past year or so. I don't know if that's like a movement or something that's happening.
I think I've noticed a few more lately, especially the one recently where the person was screwing up, like they're trying to miss their chance to get over or something like that. And I was like, oh, that stuck out to me because I was like, you are driving in such a manner that would say to me that you haven't been doing it very long.
Yeah.
And then I took a picture a year or two ago. We were out furniture shopping, and there was a student driver sticker on a car that was parked just atrociously. And I was like, oh, all right, that checks out.
Have you ever done the unthinkable, though? Have you ever been driving behind a car and it's like, how's my driving? If I'm not driving well, rat me out and call this number.
I did that.
You've done it?
Oh. Now, it wasn't they were driving poorly. It was it was a truck driver who was stopping, like almost slowing down, messing up traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was high enough that he was looking down into the car I was in as a passenger.
Yeah.
And then he's like started to do sexual gestures towards me, and then lifts up $1. I don't know. I guess I was dressed as a lot lizard, but either way, as soon as he passed by with the shock face, I called and said, hey, your trucker is being a creep. Thank you.
I wonder, that is probably an effective way to get them to stop doing some of this dumb stuff. But let us know what you think about this letter from this teacher to a 5th grader. Give us your thoughts, your dispatches, or your emails to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, quick break. Back with your thoughts. Back with more unhinged stories as the show rolls on today. Trust me on that one. And something that men are starting to do to be more manly. And Sealand, I don't know if you have any concern about this. You feel like your manly level is high enough? Is good? I think so.
level?
Yeah, I think you're manly. Just from me to you. Compliment.
P.S. Don't tell your friends I sent you that.
Thank you.
To make up for the insults earlier. Just forget about those and think about the good stuff.
Cool.
But there's something that men are now
I forgot
doing.
about the insults until you mentioned them again, and now I'm thinking about them.
Now there's something that men are doing to prove that they are manly. And it's the dumbest thing I've heard in a while, and that says something. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative.
We're going to be expecting a good mix of sunshine and clouds, and temperatures will be on the hotter side. Afternoon highs will be closing in on...
Oh, shoot. Hang tight.
This weekend, we'll finally see the return of some hit-and-miss showers and thunderstorms. So far, about a 30 to 40% chance of some sea breeze showers and storms for Saturday. Higher chances for Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is the new home for all things home ownership. Whether you're buying your first home, finding your next one, or unlocking home equity to fund one of your dreams, there's only one destination that has everything you need to get started, all under one roof. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
You are cordially invited to brunch the right way. The Jim Colbert Show's Boozy Brunch is going down May 4th at Osprey.
School Mike Squad. Thanks to everybody who's been gifting secret shows, by the way. There's been a lot of folks doing that lately, and personally, I really do appreciate it. There's a brand new secret show being posted before 5 p.m. today. Right about 5 p.m. is when I try to get them edited and posted. And it was a hoot last night. It was a good time. I think you're going to enjoy it. Fully uncensored fun. And if you want a little bit more and you want to hear these shows, if you like one of them, then you can go back. There's 400 and something of them. So do enjoy, and thanks for all the gifts. Bootsy says, plays exploding penises video. When C-Lane sent me that, he didn't give me a lot of details. I did not know how absolutely off the wall it would be. But it was funny. That much is true. You could gift secret shows. Every gifted sub is a magnet, and you'll see the little gift link on thenewsjunkie.com. Bucky says average teacher salary is about $50K, and they got to buy supplies for their own classroom. I mean, yeah. We're talking about the average. There are teachers that make a decent amount of money. Good teachers who have been around for a long time make an okay amount of money, certainly a livable wage. Should they get paid more? The best performers should. The best performers should be highly compensated. Highly compensated. In public schools. And we should find a way to grade our teachers' performance in such a way that it's an infallible resource we can use. And we go, look, this teacher is doing this well, therefore they deserve this. Like a bonus structure. I think that's good. But I don't think that has anything to do with this weirdo. And by the way, to the people questioning why I wasn't saying whether it was a female or male student, they didn't say. All they said was male teacher, and I'm just kind of assuming it was a female student, but that's why I didn't say it. I don't know. Hang on. No, it was a girl, 11-year-old girl, because they said her father, the 11-year-old girl's mother and father, but they didn't identify the girl, which is kind of weird because you're not... Wes is saying we're not identifying the girl, but they go, the girl's mother and father, Jason Mitchell. And, well, if we know her father, don't we? You know what I mean? Like, if we know the girl's father, isn't it going to get around school who the girl is that was getting these creepy letters from the teacher? Isn't that weird? I mean, 11 years old, I think that's old enough where people might be questioning things. They might go like, hey, you writing to the teacher? We heard about this stuff on the news. It's a little weird. Merit-based pay doesn't sound very equitable? Good, I don't care. Everything should be merit-based. The people who perform the best should receive the most. The people who put the most work in and do the best should be the highest performers in terms of income. That's what fairness actually is. Everybody should be given an equal opportunity to participate, and those who perform on the highest levels should receive the most. 1 minute, 30 seconds. If we just lowered the standards, teachers would be better. Did we already try to do that because of our teacher shortage? If I recall. Decon says bad reporting on Wesh. Well, the parents must have come to them, right? I think it's a strange thing. We'll talk about that real quick, and then we'll talk about what guys are doing to be more manly. We're coming back.
Is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app.
There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts.
I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeart Radio app today.
Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. Go to betternestegg.com.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This
With the 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. And you can learn more about the show and even follow all of us on social media. Everybody's accounts are right up at thenewsjunkie.com/share. I want to get into this thing that the manliest of men are apparently doing here in a moment. But let's revisit that last story just for a moment, because I was weirded out by something I kind of stumbled on there at the end. The story was, just in case you missed it, about a teacher, a male teacher, who was writing these notes to an 11-year-old student. And the news organization, the News Channel 8, I guess, said, we are not identifying the student for his or her privacy, right? So they said, we're not identifying the student for his or her privacy, and we're not identifying the teacher, because even though this letter is really creepy, and the teacher says that he loves this 11-year-old and says, P.S., don't share these notes with anybody and all that stuff, there's no crimes charged yet. You know, the cops are looking into it, the school's looking into it, but it's just weird so far. And then later on, they say the 11-year-old girl's mother and father, Jason Mitchell, saw the letter and told 8 on Your Side they were shocked. And I thought, well, I mean, if we know who Jason Mitchell is, the father, it's not real hard to kind of figure out who this unnamed girl is that's getting these letters.
That was the news, though.
Yeah, that's the news organization that first said they weren't going to name the student, and then they identified the student's parents.
Saying, yeah, it was kind of backwards that they contradicted themselves slightly.
And the other thing is, even though I would think that that's sort of like, hey, you're not identifying the student, but this is her dad, everybody at the school will figure out who the student is that's getting the creepy letters from the teacher. And they're 11 years old, so maybe they'll talk about that. But more importantly, the parents must have brought this to the news to begin with. All right, so the parents must have said, like,
or put
what's
it on
that
Facebook.
letter? Or put it on Facebook and said, hey, guys, this is out of line, isn't it? And then the news sees the online post that is on some sort of social media platform.
Facebook.
And they go,
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
I'm reaching out from NBC. We'd love to talk to you about this. Sealand, I'd love to talk to you about being manly. Sabrina,
All right.
I don't know if this is of interest to you or not.
I'm excited to listen.
It's about the most manly thing going right now, the trend that people are doing, which generally means only 2 people have done this, and both of them are insane.
Insanely manly.
Probably.
Right?
Probably.
What it is to be manly.
This is big. This is big. This is the new social media trend of men looking more masculine by shaving off their eyelashes. Because eyelashes are for women. Get out of here.
Insane.
You got to be manly, and the most manly look is the one with no eyelashes at all.
By manly, you mean freakish, sure.
You trim them off, and then or like you could go all the way down or just a little bit to get like little spiky guys if you want.
Yeah, that's not good. Eyelashes are there for a reason. I'm going to throw that out there. I'm no man, obviously, but they're there to help keep crap
stuff
out of your eyes.
Yeah, that's what a lot of really weak men say, Sabrina.
Right.
The tough guys are over there going, hell yeah, I shaved off my eyelashes and I feel like a man right now. That's what the tough guys are saying. Videos posted to TikTok, Instagram, and even X in recent weeks show men braving blades very close to their eyes in barbershops from Turkey to New Zealand in a quest for stubby lashes. While some barbers are seen wielding buzzing electric clippers, others are freestyling with just a pair of hairdressing scissors and hopefully a steady hand. So they're suggesting that this is the most manly, tough way to look. And I got to tell you, I'm going to pass on this one.
I think that's a good idea.
I thought you wanted to be manly.
No, I am already so manly. So tough. I can't go any further. I've maxed out, so I think I need to avoid this.
I don't think it makes people look manly.
It makes you look like an idiot.
And
That's
also,
weird.
you can hurt yourself and do something to your eyeball.
You know what it looks like? And I hate to say this because, look, if you're somebody who has some sort of condition, you don't have eyelashes or whatever, I'm not coming at you. No, this is coming from friendly territory or whatever. But for people who do things like cut off your eyelashes, it makes you look sick. It makes a human being to another human being, evolution or whatever, it makes the person look like something is wrong with them.
On the contrary, I have always noticed beautiful eyelashes on a man. That it doesn't come off effeminate whatsoever.
Never said anything.
But it makes
once.
your eyes really pop out. I mean, and I know a lot of women who notice that as well.
My wife.
Do you think C-Lane has beautiful eyelashes or no?
I think he does.
Yeah.
I think you do too.
My wife hates how awesome my eyelashes are.
They're beautiful
She
eyelashes.
says, she's like, your eyelashes are wasted on you because they're so there and thick and present that she wishes she had my eyelashes. But it's like, I'm not going to curl them or anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to put mascara on or whatever you do to eyelashes. Is that what goes on eyelashes? Mascara? Yeah.
Here's the thing. First of all, you are dripping with eyelash confidence, and good for you. Good for you.
Because I'm constantly reminded just how badass they are.
Great eyelashes all the way around.
Actually, it would kill me if I did this stupid eyelash cutting bull crap.
This is the men's side, apparently, is trimming them down. The women's side continues to be putting palm fronds on your eyes as if this is like some attractive thing for anybody else out there you're trying to pull in to your tractor beam. Still find that weird. Still think that's for other women, not for men, certainly. I've never
I'll
been a
get
man who's
my
like,
makeup done, and they're like, do you want some eyelashes? I'm like, okay, sure. And then it takes me about an hour and a half before my eyelids can be used to the weight that's on them. So I just look stoned out of my mind.
You've done that before? Have you done the
I've done.
Is it like a magnet or something?
No, it's like they're glued on.
They glue them on. Ooh.
And it does look. I mean, it does look great, but sometimes I'm just like, why? I don't understand what's on my face right now.
Yeah, I would feel.
Until I can get used to it, my muscles build up.
I don't know if claustrophobic is the right word, but that's kind of the feeling I think I would get out of that. That's weird. So everybody who's tough in chat right now, all you tough podcasters, you folks listening on this fine radio station, if you're tough, now's the time to cut off those eyelashes of yours.
Yeah, shave them lashes.
Unless you look like a little bitch out there. Nobody wants that. When we return, we're going to hear from you, and we're going to see some video dispatches of your newly shaved eyelashes. And we're going to continue going to the unhinged direction here. Now, I hesitate. I don't know which direction we should head. So we're going to go based on what we get from you, your emails. Those are coming in, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. And you can send in your thoughts to thenewsjunkie.com via an audio or video dispatch. When we come back, I don't know if this is proper now.
We have some time.
Is now better?
Are you talking about Hawk Pool?
I want to talk about the Delco pooper. I want to talk about the story about the Delco pooper.
No, we need a lot of time for that.
It's not even just the time. I feel like this is a bad food time for that story.
Well, we can give them the break to finish up the lunch.
No,
or put a pause on it.
Let's put this after This Week in Florida, so people have some time, some warning. You know what's going on there. You know everything that's happening.
Good palate cleanser with all the Florida stuff.
You'll be ready. But can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
This weekend, movie's coming out. It's called Rust.
Oh,
any
is that
interest?
This weekend?
Anybody seeing it? Anybody gonna watch it?
I'm not going to go to a theater to see it. But
no, it's at home.
Oh,
it's at home.
Streaming?
On demand, yeah.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, on
Every
demand.
time I see a church, it's going to be...
No, it has to be a rusty church, remember.
I was worried about something with this movie, and from some of the reviews...
like it too much?
It's kind of borne out that I might be right in being worried. Some of the people who have watched it has said, thinking about the moment where somebody got shot and killed on the set of this movie overwhelms everything else that you're watching and makes it so you can't really connect with it. C-Lane just hit on it there. He's 100% accurate today. This is 2 in a row. And if you're watching and they go into, in the movie Rust with Alec Baldwin, the church, how are you not going to be looking around and thinking, where did the person die? Where did Alec Baldwin kill that lady? You're going to be thinking about that.
Oh, sure.
I wish
because that's a huge draw.
I wish it were possible to find like a movie reviewer who just doesn't pay attention to the news. Somebody who's good at picking apart,
hermit.
Somebody who's good at picking apart motion pictures and just for some reason has no idea that somebody was killed on the set of Rust.
Oh my God. You know how valuable that would actually be? This is a great idea. If you had a hermit, we got to find a hermit like up in the hills somewhere.
They don't even listen to us.
We got to get to the hermits. And when we get to this one hermit, that we're going to go, you don't have the internet? And they'll go, no, I don't have the internet. So you don't have any social media? None of that. Do you read any news? I go, no. Okay.
Last movie I watched was Forrest Gump.
Yeah, like this person is off the grid. And then we can have that person watch like your Snow Whites, your Lady Ghostbusters, your Rusts, your movies that have like a fight around it somewhere. And this person could go like, look, I don't know what everybody's arguing about. I saw the movie and on its merits, here's what I thought. That would be valuable.
I think I was able to fairly, I think, gauge Lady Ghostbusters. It was just not that funny.
Yeah.
But however...
if a hermit told you that, you'd be like, okay, this guy's not impacted by any of the coverage that we saw.
But I don't know that it would be hard to watch Rust and not,
Wouldn't the
think
same
about
be said
that the whole
for
time.
Jackie Chan's kid?
What happened to Jackie Chan?
Are you talking about the Twilight Zone or
No. Who was the guy who got murdered by a blade? But they still
the
used
Crow? You talking about the Crow?
The Crow. Was that it?
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's kid?
No.
Who was that?
Brandon Lee?
That was Bruce Lee's kid. Brandon Lee.
Sorry, Jackie. Sorry, Bruce.
Yeah, Brandon Lee died famously on the set of the movie The Crow because, like, the wadding or something inside one of the guns that was supposed to be with a blank fired out and hit him and ended up killing him. And similarly, Rust, somebody died on set of the movie. This review says, no movie is worth the loss of life from Deadline. And to see Rust on the screen is bittersweet, especially since it's the exceptional cinematography of Hutchins, who's dead, as well as Bianca Klein, who came in to film the remaining scenes. So I think that's a big distraction. But are you going to watch it? Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back...
You watch the movie and you're like, I could tell this one's a Klein scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably there's got to be some change, right? We're going to talk about a courtroom brawl at a bar in Arizona. We'll see just how weird it gets. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a serious accident getting cleared up here on Goldenrod Road north of Curry Ford Road. All lanes are blocked on Colonial Drive eastbound at John Young Parkway. Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike southbound after Hancock Road. Traffic slowing down at the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike meets the beach line. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting FreshFromFlorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Looking for the ultimate indoor entertainment destination in Central Florida? Look no further than Elevate Fun Orlando. In the heart of Sanford, just off I-4, feel the adrenaline rush with our indoor go-kart racing on a multi-level track. Over 150 arcade games, triax throwing, laser tag, bowling, and mini golf all under one roof. Enjoy our full-service bar with amazing drink specials. Perfect for birthdays, private events, and corporate parties. Follow us on social at Elevate Fun Orlando for promotions, events, and more.
Mom packed your lunches, carpooled like a champ, and never once left you at soccer practice. Pay her back with her favorite cocktails on demand. The Bartesian Cocktail Maker crafts premium drinks at the touch of a button. No mess, no measuring, just bar quality bliss in under 30 seconds. Skip the flowers, skip the robe. This year, give her something she actually wants. That's the one. Get $50 off now through Mother's Day at Bar.
How are we on a Friday? Hello, Big Dog Millionaire. Night Nurse, Ryan, Tammy, Tommy, HD Afterbirth, the Step of E, Yuckers. Hello, 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 hello. How are we feeling about life? And more importantly, how many of you have shaved your eyelashes off? Anybody eyelashless? I want to see how high the level of masculinity is in the chat. Usually on a 1 to 100 scale or 0 to 100 scale, it's at about a 3. Hello? Hello, everybody. We're coming back in just a minute here. In fact, we're coming back now.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Transform your kitchen into a foodie paradise filled with the finest fresh from Florida produce. This is your chance to cook, create, and savor the incredible flavors of Florida. Enter now at iHeart.com/Fresh from Florida Kitchen to give your kitchen the ultimate glow up, stocked with Fresh from Florida.
This is an ad for Roundup for Lawns. It kills weeds down to the root without harming your lawn. It works on crabgrass, dandelions, clover. It works on weeds with names you can't even pronounce. It's Roundup for Lawns. When used as directed, always read and follow pesticide label directions.
El Car Wash, now open in Eagle Creek, Oviedo, Kissimmee, and Winter Garden. El Car Wash, Florida's favorite car wash.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH, C-A-S-H, CASH. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
If you're not confused, you are not paying attention. This is the News Junkie.
Thanks for being with us. We love you. We appreciate you. And it's just good to have you on board. If you want to learn more about the show, you can do that over on the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. One of the big stories of the week was this John Elway thing, and we got some new information coming out, so why not do an update on this and see what's going on? Because now there's some more witnesses that are speaking out after the situation with John Elway. In fact, this story says, witness speaks out after ex-Broncos quarterback John Elway's business partner dies. If you missed the story, John Elway is a big football star. He's a famous quarterback. And he was out at a music festival. What was it called again? Stagecoach. He was out at the Stagecoach Music Festival and was there all day, apparently, and then went to an after party. And then John Elway was driving this golf cart late at night, and his buddy and business partner somehow, we don't know how, got flung out of the back of this golf cart and ended up hitting his head and dying.
Now, previously, I had said that, if he was in the back and John Elway just kind of gunned it, he could have fallen off. But when we were reading through the story, it said that he tumbled a bit, which made me think that they were moving already at a pretty good rate of speed, and maybe it was a sharp turn or something that sent him flying. But he hit the ground, but he didn't come to a stop immediately.
Yeah, you're not going to just fly out of the back of a golf cart. That's not realistic. It's going to happen if you go around a turn with a good rate of speed and you're not secured in there. If somebody's driving like an idiot, if somebody's drunk or under the influence or whatever, that's what's going to usually cause these kind of things. So I said, well, what was going on this night? We need some more information here. New info coming in says former Denver Broncos quarterback and executive John Elway was the driver of a golf cart from which his friend and business partner Jeff Spurbeck fell, hitting his head on the concrete and later dying at the hospital. Police offered few details so far about the Bronco legend's capability. Eyewitness testimony, per The Sun, claims Spurbeck and another passenger. So there was somebody else on the golf cart, the ill-fated golf cart.
Is that
there
right?
was a third person. Reality TV star Johnny Bananas Devenanzio.
From the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
I know him from something. Is that what I know him from? Like Johnny Bananas is a thing that I've heard of before.
If I'm thinking of the right person, and I'll look him up as I speak, but this is the guy who has been on MTV for decades.
All right.
He's in all of the reality shows since his first appearance, which I believe was The Challenge, or something like that. And then he was in The Villains not too long ago.
So he was on the golf cart with him. He was there when this guy was flung off John Elway's golf cart.
Oh, absolutely the same guy. Yep.
And died. And hang on, should I look him up? Johnny Bananas?
You'd recognize him in a second.
Bananas.
I probably would. I have to watch a lot of Challenge in my household.
Do you know this guy, Celine?
Johnny Bananas. He's been in it for a minute.
He's in the Challenge because I see a bunch of things coming up from him. This says HBO wins lawsuit over Johnny Bananas' character in Entourage. Oh, they felt like one of the characters on Entourage was ripping him off.
And they won?
So he's a witness. He was on this golf cart when this all went down. Per the article or the interview, an insider saw, quote, no indication of wrongdoing, characterizing it as a freak accident. Now, who's this insider? What's their motivation in saying this? We don't know. But they're saying there's no indication of wrongdoing. And they said it was a freak accident. They said the 64-year-old former Broncos quarterback Elway was not drinking at the time due to the recent death of his sister, Leanne, following a bout with pancreatic cancer. Now, I don't know about that. I don't know about that sentence. I don't know how that makes me feel. I'm not here to judge somebody after they've lost somebody. Look, I've lost plenty of people in my life. But if you really wanted to defend yourself and your character and be like, this wasn't my fault, you'd go, in fact, he was essentially a monk at the time because the death of his sister was rocking his world and he wasn't drinking at the time. But you were still at Stagecoach, a big concert, and then you were at an after party and you appeared to be partying with these people. So I'm going to grain of salt that so far. I'm going to grain of salt that comment.
We know for sure that just anybody can make a statement to the news and they'll print it because the witness or a friend that said the statement. Right. We're trusting that they're operating on good faith.
Also, is this Johnny Bananas they're quoting here?
Could be.
Like, why would they introduce him as a third character in this John Elway death thing?
But we knew very well that after the death of Coolio, a report was released based on a statement made by one of his friends that Coolio did not drink or do drugs ever. And we went, excuse me, all three of us have drank with Coolio.
I smoked a little blunt, too, with him.
Did you? Coolio is definitely not the teetotaler they were making him out to be after that. So they can lie in these stories. So this
and
has to be Johnny. Go ahead.
With Johnny Bananas, though, with this story in particular, is like tried desperately to save John Elway's friend.
Yeah.
He was so close to saving his life. And then 2 weeks ago, Johnny Bananas accused of racism after Netflix dating show comments.
Uh-oh.
So his publicist is working really hard.
This has got to be Johnny Bananas because here's the next quote they have from their source about this John Elway golf cart crash death. Jeff just fell backward off the golf cart. He fell in a really bad way, and there was just a lot of blood. They weren't driving erratically or speeding. Jeff just fell off balance. Who on earth would know that and make this statement other than John Elway, Johnny Bananas, who we now know is on the golf cart, and the other guy who fell off is dead. He ain't making any quotes or comments about this.
Yeah.
They said again, John was not drinking because his sister just died from pancreatic cancer. And the incident occurred at the Madison Club at La Quinta, California on Saturday, April 26th. That's when this originally went down. The news of his death came through on April 30th this week. So, yeah, they're saying police never arrived, and they 3 times say that Elway wasn't drinking in this. So not sure how much weight we should give to this, but it's an interesting update and something we'll keep an eye on as we see what happens with that story. All right, we're going to go over to some of your dispatches real quick. We got to get to this courtroom brawl. We got a lot of things to talk about. But for right now, let's go to Flip talking about the creepy teacher situation, I guess. Hello?
So, yeah, that letter from the teacher to the student was creepy AF. He needs to be put on a list, locked up, fired, all of it. Yeah, get him out of there.
All right.
The phone numbers on service vehicles, I remove my company's numbers and I put my cell phone number in place. I also install my own video cameras in my vehicle to film front and back to record other drivers being idiots. And then when they call and want to claim that it was my fault, I get to pretend like I'm reviewing the camera footage live as I'm on the phone with them and explain to them that they're the idiots. And that's always a fun conversation.
That's an advanced move. And I have to respect your game, sir.
Your company has not noticed is wild.
I like it.
Nobody ever calls about him. He's such a great driver. Could you imagine actually calling one of those numbers and then, I guess with a truck, you would never notice this because there's no back window. But to call the number and somehow see the driver pick up his phone and be like, hello, how can I help you?
I do like his idea, though, because just for those of you joining us now, we were talking about a story out of Ohio where some idiot, because there's so many bad drivers with main character syndrome, missed their exit off an interstate, and they stopped dead in their tracks on the interstate. They just stopped cold because they were going to try to wait till the lane cleared up next to them and get off, even though they passed the exit, instead of taking the L and going around and, going back. And when they hit the brakes, it caused like a 5-car pileup of all these vehicles that ended up crashing into each other. And then the person just put their right blinker on after the crash and got off on the exit, even though they started it. The idea of having your own cameras on your work vehicle like that, that's a smart one. Because if somebody calls up and they go, this person was driving like an idiot and they should be fired. And then your boss goes, hey, they said you were driving like an idiot. If you have video of them being the people who were driving like an idiot, you save your job probably with that. So I'll give you credit. That's probably a good idea.
There was it wasn't even a bit in a stand-up, but there was a documentary that followed around Ray Romano as he was like on tour doing stand-up comedy. Mm-hmm. And they set up a camera in the car, and he just like talked a lot. And at one point he was behind one of these trucks that said like, how's my driving, for questions, complaints, or compliments. And he made this thing that always stuck with me. He made this comment. He's like, who calls with a compliment for one of these? Like, who calls up and goes, hey, I just saw truck number 223 do a U-turn, and I friggin' wept.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. They used their signal. They made sure nobody was going to T-bone them. I love that. I've called for compliments. What was it? To some pen that I really loved. Mm-hmm. And I reached out to Bic or something like that. I want you to know I absolutely love these pens. Mm-hmm. Pass them out to the entire office. Just want to give you the heads up that quality pen. And they sent me 50 free pens.
That's great. I got a free cocktail for complimenting a menu once.
Do you know why they do that? They do that because nobody gives out compliments like that.
And it feels nice every once in a while, you know?
I was like, Courtney had a lunch that she really enjoyed. She'd have this lunch a lot. And it was this particular type of like lean cuisine or whatever. She loved it. And she wrote the lean cuisine people. And she was like, thank you for making this. It's delicious and it makes my day better. And the lean cuisine people were like, we don't get a lot of letters. So, here's some free stuff to get,
Exactly.
Smart move to do that when you can. Let's go to this courtroom. Here we go. This was a huge courtroom brawl. Courtroom cameras capturing a heated fist fight between mother Jeanette Dees and the family of 19-year-old convicted killer Tobias Robinson. Footage showed a member of Dees' family getting up from his chair and punching a member of Robinson's family in the face. I guess it gets pretty nasty. Let's see what's going on here. I'll explain it for everybody. Got a warning beforehand, I guess. Now we go into the courtroom quickly. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, they're swinging. Everybody's going at it. The cops all jump on them in the courtroom and try to break it up.
This poor old lady in the corner. No idea.
There's a baby. There's a baby in a stroller.
I didn't even notice the baby.
Yeah, there was a baby in a stroller right in the middle of all of that. Hang on. Let me see if I can get that back. There was a baby in a stroller in the courtroom for some reason. That was right in the middle. Fist flying. There's the baby. This one lady's right in the middle of all of this with a child. What? God. They said this was just moments before the guy was sentenced. Violence erupted when Mom Jeanette gave her final statements in the court, urging the judge to deliver the maximum possible sentence for her teenage son's killer. She was also heard hurling angry comments at the other family who were in the courtroom. Officers were forced to kick several people out, and then the man who did the murder was sentenced to 21 years and 3 months in prison for the murder of Trenjavius Tubby Hutton. So fighting in the courtroom, those folks got in trouble as well. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on yours right now. Got a bunch of people who are joining us with their dispatches, and I love to see it. Eric is going to give us one more here.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey.
In regards to the stickers with the phone numbers on vehicles, might be hard to believe, but over the years, I have actually called those numbers and given compliments to the drivers.
Wow.
If they were courteous. But I never called a bad one in, but I have called a few positive ones in. So
that's nice of you.
Not sure how it went for the driver, but, perhaps it helped him out.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
That's probably so rare, and that's nice of you to do that. It's good to say nice things.
I'm curious about the compliments to the funeral home.
What we're going to do right now is take a really quick break, and when we come back, we'll get into, there's a lot of emails that we got to address, and also a bar is in big trouble. We're going to save the most unhinged stuff for the second half of the show today because, my God, is it going to get wild. But when we come back, a bar responded in a very bizarre way to something that happened to them. We'll go over this together. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, there's a new teacher in town. I'll explain. Plus, we'll do Sink or Sail. I've got a great cigar for embers only. We'll find out what's good to eat in Orlando this weekend with Fias Car and Primetime Kitchen. And we'll do Pick the Porn for Metallica tickets. Plus, 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000 and your calls, text, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
There's a couple of accidents getting cleared up here on Colonial Drive where it meets John Young Parkway, on Goldenrod Road at Silver Point Boulevard. Traffic slowing down at the Ramp Junction where Florida's Turnpike meets the Beach Line, and there's slowdowns on I-4 heading through the city there, and you could expect delays through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting FreshFromFlorida.com. Eat healthy.
Hello. How are you, Skull Mike Squad? Let me ask you a question to get you all lubed up for the next segment. If a bar gets in trouble for, let's say, like serving drinks to underage people, what's the appropriate response? What's the appropriate response to getting busted for serving underage people? I want you to think about that just a little bit. We don't have a Skull Mike command? What do you want the Skull Mike command to do? What?
If you want to do our last 8 here, we can do a 14 for this for next episode.
Yes. Did we just do anything there?
Yeah, we did a 14 there.
Okay, good. Let me put that in. I forgot. That's my bad. What an idiot.
Give her the one she'll use all year long. Get $50 off now through Mother's Day at Bartesian.com/mom. That's BARTESIAN.com/mom. That's the one. Because nothing says I love you like a cocktail tailored to her.
Tuesday morning on The Today Show, the City Concert Series kicks off with superstar Kelly Clarkson, bringing her powerhouse voice to our iconic stage, performing her new music and some of your favorites to start your morning.
Catch me.
Sorry, folks, I'm back. There are many distractions when hosting a show like this. After all, this is a syndicated radio show. We're doing a syndicated weekend show that we're recording stuff for. We're doing a multi-platform live stream and a podcast all at one time. And speaking of that last part, as of yesterday, I changed the way I did the Thursday podcast. So if you see anybody talking about skips, ask them in particular about that Thursday show. Hopefully that wasn't so bad. Hopefully that improved things. It might not have, though. Nicole said they must have fake IDs. Not sure if they have the star or not. Real ID crashing into us next week. Do you think we're going to have stories next week about like airport chaos as all the people who try to go through and get on their flights but don't have the real ID driver's licenses get caught up? I think we might see that. Cargo says, Sean, I like the music jingles on the show. I miss them when I'm streaming it like this. Well, friend, that's just how it goes. Doing all these different things to the different platforms at the same time means that copyright issues are different. So on YouTube, Twitch is like a different animal. I think because Twitch only stores their archive shows for a limited period of time, nothing really gets flagged. But for the stream, I always have to mute out the rejoins because of those copyright issues. If I didn't, after every show, there would be like 11 copyright hits. I mean, it's happened that there's been like 6 before, 7 before, because I used to not mute them. So I'm sorry, but that's how it is. 2 minutes. Take the strikes, Ryan says, so we can hear. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it for the 2 shows that happen before it all ends in just disgrace and embarrassment. Hey, take a moment of your time and subscribe if you're over on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe button to juice the numbers. Make me feel good about things. Is there a link for MySpace Live? No, there is not. No, we don't even stream to Facebook. I would stream to Facebook. Facebook is my biggest platform. I just crossed 113,000 followers on Facebook yesterday. And that's my largest platform. But their streaming tools for creators are very bad. And it can lead to, if I stream the show there, very quickly you would see that like I would get strikes and it would shut down my account. Okay, we're coming back, everybody.
Quest.
Wilmer Valderrama and Freddie Rodriguez welcome another amigo to their podcast, Dos Amigos. Wilmer's friend and former That 70s Show castmate Topher Grace stops by the Speakeasy for a 2-part interview to discuss his career and reminisce about old times.
We were still in that place of like, what will this experience become? And you go, you're having the best time. Yeah. But it was like such a perfect golden time.
Listen to Dos Amigos on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Dos Amigos.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
You can always get the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. It's just us, 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day each day. Let us be your company and subscribe for free over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's say you're a bar owner, okay? You're a bar owner. You own a bar. I'll give you a little magic here. I'll put you in this situation. Everything's going to be very, very fine. Wait, do I have magic sound effects anymore? I might not.
Well, you lost your magic?
I do. Here we go. Okay. All right. Bam. You're both bar owners. How's it feel?
Welcome to C-Lane and Sabby's Bar.
All right, great name. It's a good start. C-Lane and Sabby's Bar.
Right to the point.
Is the name of this establishment. Now, let's say that you are not quite above board over at C-Lane and Sabby's Bar.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh,
Not exactly.
Sabby's fault.
You're not following all the laws over there, as they might say.
All right.
And you end up getting in trouble for serving people who are underage. All right? So let's say that that is what happens to you as an owner of this bar. What do you do? What's your reaction to there being a raid and underage people being booted out of your bar? Do you shut down things? Do you apologize?
Well,
what do you do?
I'll pay some people off.
Yeah, okay. There's one. As your co-business owner, I don't know if I'd agree with that. I do know that you don't have any choice but to shut down. They do it, day of.
It's a big deal.
And if, based on my experience, if we're the first, you're probably sending out text messages to your fellow bar owners like, hey, heads up, we just got effed.
That's one way to handle things. And then there's this. A bar in Tempe, Arizona is at the center of one of the largest underage drinking busts Tempe police have ever seen. Then they posted this. Okay? This was their reaction to get busted for selling to underage kids. The Tempe Tavern posted a photo of the T-shirts that they launched, which said, Our 9/11 and hashtag Tavern Strong.
Our
the day after
9/11?
The day after over 100 people were cited for underage drinking at their bar, they made a shirt that said, Our 9/11 and hashtag Tavern Strong. Their post on Facebook said, They hit the second tower, ! Hashtag Tavern Strong. Available next week for purchase. Thoughts on whether this was a good idea or not?
Might be the only thing available for purchase at this tavern.
I'm going to say bad idea.
You know what's crazy, though? You know what's crazy? They will sell a boatload of these shirts. I think
You bought a shirt, didn't you, Sean?
No. But the young folks who are going to this bar who got booted out when there was a bust will buy this shirt. They absolutely will purchase this. Here's the story from one of the local outlets there.
Been reporting a Tempe bar is now at the center of a state investigation for having more than 100 underage drinkers on its property.
Damn.
In a now deleted post on Facebook, Tempe Tavern announced that they're going to sell shirts that seem to reference the bust, appearing to compare the...
one of the top comments is, this is so tone deaf, it's actually pathetic and hilarious. Yeah, that's cool. Have fun losing your liquor license and paying all those fines. Some of these folks are commenting.
Incident to the September 11th terrorist attacks. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly continues to follow this story. And Chase, was this bar really going to sell these T-shirts?
Yes.
Well, Creepy, according to the worker I spoke with before the post was taken down, they tell me they really were, but none of the shirts were up for sale just yet. And now students who defended the bar say this took it a step too far.
Oh, come on. Wait. Who's the student who was underage drinking at the bar and supported the bar, but then this was a bridge too far for them? They were like, well, hold on now. No, you've gone too far
it's
here.
The students that said nothing that still enjoyed the drinking underage.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of these kids going, that was in such poor taste. I'm going to have to find a different bar to underage drink at. That's really unfortunate.
That's weird to pearl clutch after you were going to a bar that was probably well known for serving underage people.
It's one of the largest underage drinking busts Tempe police and the state liquor department have ever seen.
Lots of
kind
cops.
of crazy, I'm not going to lie. Last Thursday, 173 college-age students were arrested at Tempe Tavern. Place students at the university right down the road have heard about.
Man, they had 173 people drinking underage. That is unbelievable. Yeah. Is this the biggest fake ID factory in the country in Tempe, Arizona? What do they do here? This is crazy.
It's a very known bar at ASU.
Tempe police say all those who were under 21 were cited. Many of them also faced charges for using fake IDs to get in. Word of what happened quickly spread to ASU.
I know a lot of people who was upset because of it.
While these students say they've never been to it, They aren't happy with so many getting in trouble.
Rick on YouTube makes a really good point. None of these kids were alive for 9/11.
Oh, true. They're all underage, so they're all born post 2000. They're all young, and they're like, "What?" It's like Pearl Harbor to them or something. They're not making sense of this, but they were upset about that, I guess, and not upset at this bar. There's always places like this, though. There was places like this when I was growing up. There's a pool hall. We went to a pool hall, and the cops came in one time, and the place emptied. There might have been 40 people in that pool hall, and that cop walked in, and there was 0 people left in that place after the cops
So the good old
in.
days. They probably would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the punks that have cell phones and obviously tattled.
Yeah, they probably would have sold a lot of these shirts, though. I'm telling you, the Tavern Strong R911. Is it over the line?
They hit the second tower.
Yeah, it's over the line for sure. It is. But the young folks probably would have bought those. The people who were busted up in that probably would have purchased those at some point in time. All right, join us on the show. You can send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. A lot of people sending in lots of stuff and reacting to the show, including this one. Here's Dan. Hi, Scene. Dan, it's S-H-A-W-N, not S-E-A-N. Hi, Sean, Sabrina, and C-Lane. Following up on your conversation, and the conversation he's talking about, by the way, is death to the penny. We were talking about a new movement to get rid of the penny, and when you do cash-based charges, it'll round up to the nearest nickel or round down to the nearest nickel. He says, I wanted to share my thoughts on U.S. currency. Instead of rounding transactions to the nearest cent, I propose we eliminate the penny and the nickel altogether by essentially dropping a decimal point. This would make the tenth of a dollar the new lowest denomination. To still have physical change options, I think it would be useful to have dimes, introduce 50-cent and $2 coins. It seems to me the fundamental purpose of physical currency is to facilitate purchases. If the smallest denomination can't buy anything, its value seems questionable. Love the show, Dan the Pool Man. Good comment, Dan, and I think you're dead on. It's kind of weird in 2025. A penny ain't going to get you far. So it's a waste of money to do that. But how far do you go? Do you go all the way to the dime and then actually mint new stuff like he's saying? Worth thinking about. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Okay. Quick break. Good time to take a break here to get ready for the next episode, I would assume.
Go, baby.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Mother's Day is upon us, so obviously let's cue Gwyneth Paltrow's guide of gifts that you should absolutely never get your mother. Bad news for Grand Theft Auto fans, great news for Tony Hawk Pro soundtrack fans, and whatever news for those still playing Fruit Ninja. Plus, let's gear up for the Diddy trial, especially considering he's all about the rejecting of plea deals, baby. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell Angel is listening to tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
Happy Friday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and we'll see a very Friday-like forecast with warm temperatures and a good mix of sunshine and clouds. Afternoon highs will be climbing into the upper 80s, high of around 88 degrees today in Orlando. We turn even hotter for Saturday with a high of around 90 before the return of a couple of hit-and-miss sea breeze showers and thunderstorms. About a 30 to 40% chance of rain tomorrow. Higher chances by Sunday and especially into our Monday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran,
An email just coming in. Hang on. Let me get my phone. Hang on. Somebody just emailed, and they were talking about that teacher who wrote the letter to the 11-year-old student, the male teacher that wrote to the 11-year-old girl, and it was like, I love you, and a bunch of different things, and sorry, I didn't think you'd get mad when I put the slime on you. I thought you'd be okay with that. This person says, the teacher's letter was coded. No one's recognizing the fact that slime could refer to a sexual incident he's apologizing for. Bro, what? That's not what I took from it, but I mean, if that's the problem, then throw him in jail. If that's what slime means, then throw him in jail. Nicole says, it reminds me of a story where somebody says, just pay me a penny a day and double it every day for 30 days. Which I think is like what? Is it 5 million or something? That's one of those absolute mind F's, man. Because you think a penny. So on day 1 of the month, you're going to pay me a penny. On day 2, you're going to pay me 2 pennies. On day 3, you're going to pay me 4 pennies. On day 4, you're going to pay me 8 pennies. This sounds like a cheap venture. But I guess just mathematically in 30 days, that gets up to like 5 mil or something, right? Two minutes. Ryan says, sounds like that guy is familiar with writing in code. He's probably just looking into it too much. He's like trying to decipher this thing as if it's the some sort of insanely cryptic message that's integral to U.S. security, national security. Maybe he was just in class and there was slime. And he's like, whoa! It feels to me like he was grooming this person. And these were earlier messages, like trying to create a connection with this young girl and trying to foster that connection and build it into, wherever he was headed, which was probably not a good place. 1 minute. Hey, if you missed your turn on the interstate, you wait your time, you take the hit, and you get back in legally. Here we go.
Nashville. Round-trip airfare and 2 nights deluxe hotel accommodations at the Omni Hotel Nashville are included. Plus, Carl Black GMC will also put $200 spending cash in your pocket. Log on to carlblack.com/win for your chance to grab Whiskey Myers prizes, including a pair of lawn seat tickets, spending cash, round-trip airfare, and deluxe hotel accommodations in Nashville. Carl Black Chevy Buick GMC Orlando is located at 11500 East Colonial Drive and online at carlblackorlando.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Preparing you
for the impending robot uprising.
This is the News Junkie.
Entertainment and beyond. We'll see where that goes. We got a lot more for you as we edge into the weekend. Thanks for being with us. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. I don't know why, but I saw it in chat. That equation thing is going viral again, where they go, "What would you rather have?" I don't know if you guys, Sabrina and Sealand, have seen this. Would you rather have $1 million, or would you rather me pay you a penny today and then double that every day for the next 30 days?
$1 million.
$1 million for you. What would you take?
Just all that math.
Penny.
The penny. If you took a penny that doubles every day for 30 days over the $1 million, the penny that doubles every day for 30 days ends up being $5 million. That's what you end up getting in the short run there. That's a mind F. It's a mind F to think about that. You like the math of pulling it all together, the doubling brings it up to that much, and it's a better decision. I don't know why that's gone viral again, but if you see it now, you'll be ahead of it when it's on some social media platform. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Ooh, I'm sorry I put the slime on you.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. Of course, the Home Loans Radio Show you can tune into every single weekend. Get your questions answered live on the air. He's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business, explaining the real mortgage process to you because, hope you're sitting down, he wants you to know how it works. He has your best interest in mind. He's looking out for you. And get peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with
ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. 28 years ago, 1997. Ready to feel old.
Maybe.
Very first one of these was released.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Stars Mike Myers, British super spy from the 60s, thawed out, as one does after some cryo freezing. Took a really long pee, and thus was born Austin Powers, 1990s, to fight his old arch enemy. 3, 2, 1, 2 points.
Dr. Evil.
And that's 2 points for Sea Lane.
Amen.
Groovy baby. So happy 28th birthday to Austin Powers.
That was the one with Random Task in it? Was that the guy
Is that the first one?
Yeah, he's in
That he
prison
did the
now.
murder? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2 movies later was Fat Bastard.
Yep. Yeah. And
More
then
chains in a Chinese checkbook.
the Mini-Me guy, also
Phone
Vern
book.
Troyer, ripped Vern Troyer as well. Damn.
Wow.
Brutal
There
times.
must be other people that are dead from there.
I'm sure.
Someone who's not dead, but they are dead ass gonna keep going with the trial.
Diddy.
Diddy is right, and it has been revealed just a couple days ago. Dare I say, depending on when you listen to this, yesterday. He has rejected the final plea deal from prosecutors.
Oh, they're actually offering him deals?
Apparently more than one, and he has rejected all of them.
Damn.
Paving the way for him to go to trial that is, according to reports, starting on Monday. Question. Is this televised?
Is it a federal trial? Because I don't think they televise those.
Damn it, I believe it is federal.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
I wonder what they were
Manhattan
offering
Federal
him,
Court.
though. Like, I wonder if they were offering him something that was still like a really, really long time in jail.
They didn't say what the offer was. That wasn't disclosed, but I think they did say that if he would have taken the offer, he would get less jail time than if he goes through with his trial.
Yeah, at a hearing in Manhattan Federal Court, the judge asked if he had reviewed the offer and rejected it. He said, yes, I did, dressed in tan jail garb.
All right.
Thank you very much, writers.
The picture of him in the courtroom, the drawing, if you didn't know this was about the Diddy trial, I don't know that you would immediately go Diddy with that picture.
Yeah. Well, did he or did he not? I wish we had more details of what they offered him, unfortunately.
All we're getting is those drawings, the courtroom drawings, which is kind of interesting that they still do that.
This one looks like him, but the one that I saw yesterday on the Daily Mail was different.
Much?
Yeah.
I saw one C-Lane, and I look and I see, like, there's a really crappy kind of drawn photo of Diddy in the courtroom, and, like, his attorneys around him and stuff. And then I said, wait, hold on a second. And there was somebody in the drawing Diddy. And I said, the person who was doing the courtroom sketch drew themselves into the picture drawing the courtroom
No, he was
sketch.
another courtroom sketcher.
And do you think there was multiple Courtroom sketches?
Maybe. Bless y'all for having this job still, but it blows my mind because this must be the last couple years.
Yeah, it's weird.
AI will do in 2 seconds, no?
Could, yeah.
So we'll see how it all starts on Monday. I imagine we'll be talking about it for quite some time. We spoke earlier about Stagecoach, and let me tell you, Stagecoach, you guys, you did it.
What they do?
Yeah, according to reports, and by reports, I mean it's a bit of a social media rumor, but let's go with it, shall we? Historically speaking, Stagecoach sells more alcohol in one day than both weekends of Coachella combined.
Damn.
Let's go, baby.
All right. Zoomers. There's more Zoomers at Coachella
How much
who
did
aren't
John
drinking.
Elway drink?
I don't know. I'm going to try to be easy on that story for the moment because he's hiding behind like,
because he went to town earlier.
But he's like, my relative just died, so I wasn't drinking. But it seemed, I'm very suspicious. Very suspicious.
The account that shared didn't link a source, but Palm Springs news station did a story a few years ago about how there are more alcohol-related arrests at Stagecoach, just a boozier event in general, they're saying.
Well, yeah.
More fans drinking liquor than hard seltzer.
A lot of the Coachella acts, aren't there more DJs there than...
Oh, so drugs, no booze.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
man.
have to drink
And
water when you're on that.
you talk about people drinking hard liquor over seltzer at a concert like that. I can't imagine how much that would cost.
Oh, neither could
event.
I.
Like if you're getting a tall mixed drink at a concert like that, that's expensive.
Also, someone commented because they bartended both festivals, and they said the kids drink at 5. The cowboys start at 8 in the morning.
Hell yeah, brother.
Woo! Speaking of cowboys, may I introduce to you Aleunon Damala Duga Time Peru Naka Lululu Badara Akon Thyme.
It's my new nickname. Yeah. Thank you.
Also known as Akon.
His name is long.
I had to print it out, and I still think I did it wrong.
It seems like you're casting a spell when you read Akon's
My
name.
favorite part is Lululu. But according to Akon, the rapper and
It's like
R&B,
his parents were writing on the birth certificate form. They're like, all right,
there's
Lou,
no way they got that in one line.
do another Lou.
Just one more
All right,
Lou?
we have one more Lou. Yeah.
Get the Lou one. So Akon, he is going to move on from smacking that to smacking that country style.
Hell yeah.
He told TMZ, I'm actually redoing my entire catalog in country. I'm not even joking. This project has been in motion for the last 5 years, but starting next month, y'all gonna start seeing the releases, according to Akon. It sounds like he found some major country stars to collaborate with him. He'll play more of a guest role, but we can imagine that we'll hear Smack That in country form.
It's a good idea.
But?
Because it's a good idea because a lot of people don't know this, but if you find somebody who loves country music, like younger country music fans, their second favorite music is always rap. It is always like rap or that type of music. So they love that crossover shabuzi type stuff. It really works well.
I mean, even back when I went to country bars, rap music was half the music they played.
Mm-hmm.
And they made line dancing to it.
Right.
Yeehaw! Feel free to join in. Very long intro. Here we go. I feel you creeping. I can see you in my shadow. Wanna jump on my Lamborghini Gallardo? Maybe go to my place and just get kicked like Balbo. Possibly bend you over. Smack that all on the floor. Smack that. Give me some more. Smack that till you get more. Smack that. Oh, my dog and a truck and beer. That's all.
Is the actual lyrics to Smack That?
Yep.
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, I also didn't know.
I only know the Smack That part.
Upfront style, ready to attack now. Pull in the parking lot, slow down with a lockdown. Convicts got the whole thing packed now.
Got to slow down with the lockdown.
Step in the club, the wardrobe intact now.
True. That's me. That rings true for me.
Wardrobe can be intact, but good God, Gwyneth's guide is not. And now I will preface with, we already know what you're going to do every single year, Gwenny.
Mm-hmm.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
She still got that goop thing going on?
Yeah, and they release a...
If you didn't know that was a website, it would sound like she has a real bad medical problem.
Yes. No, that is just the website, and they have released the Mother's Day gift guide. And no.
What do we got?
Got it from and got it for your mama. Options run from affordable to obviously ridiculously extravagant. For example, there's a $25 memory journal.
Yeah.
Or perhaps you want to get your mom a necklace. That's $17,000.
That's a little pricey.
But it wouldn't be goop without what, Sean?
Wouldn't be goop without some sort of rock that you a jade, some sort of jade, a vibrator made out of something.
You bet your ass.
You got
Gwyneth believes your mother should pleasure herself this year with the Womanizer Enhance. You hand this thing over to your mom with some flowers for the...
Oh, is that a weird thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't even finish the sentence.
Yeah.
Don't get your mom a vibrator. I think the line should be drawn.
I don't know how that is. Like, I know you wouldn't get your dad a fleshlight. That would be an absolutely bizarre thing to do.
I wouldn't get any of my immediate family, dare I say, second or, cousins, any sex toys. I think.
But that doesn't mean it's normal or not normal. Do you think normally? Well, do you think there are? There have to be some families where they're like, oh my God, this new vibrator is rocking my world. Here it is. Happy birthday.
No. I mean, if it is, good for y'all. But that's definitely not in the Amber household. $159 plus shipping and handling until your mom handles it.
Yeah.
It could be yours. So happy Mother's Day shopping to everybody.
150?
159.
Oh, wow.
Plus shipping.
That's expensive.
I mean, I hope it's good, but I don't want to buy it off the link of the Mother's Day guide.
How are you going to know it's good if you don't buy it for your mom?
I'm not buying it for my mother.
And then she has to tell you how it is.
What a prude.
I stand by my Hitachi magic wand that has been around for decades.
All right. Well, you should get your mom one. You should get your mom the same model.
Fun fact about me?
I don't know where you're going here.
The Hitachi magic wand was patented. It had a patent. April 25th. Same day as I was.
Oh, really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
So, makers of both nailed it. Grand Theft Auto has been delayed since 2026. Tony Hawk, though, announces Pro Skater Music Festival, and I'll leave you with that, babies. Have a great weekend. Pick it up. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. But most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, they demanded it. The people asked for it. C-Lane prepared for it, ?
I did?
Probably. Yeah, he looks ready. Actually, he's got the look of readiness on his face right now.
Oh, great shirt.
And he's looking sharp. His eyelashes are on point. And he's ready for This Week in Florida.
Bet your ass.
So, friends, it's going to get more unhinged. And then the second half of the show, I'm going to start busting out some of these weird stories because that's where we're at.
I got weird already.
We're getting weirder. It is getting weirder. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Join the Jim Colbert Show for Boozy Brunch, Sunday, May 4th. Details at realradio.fm/brunch.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a car stopped on the shoulder on the Greenway southbound near State Road 408. Traffic starting to pile up through the city on I-4 there. There's slowdowns on I-4 before Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535 and congestion at the Ramp Junction where Florida's Turnpike meets the beach line. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
That mortgage guy, Don, is part of the Real Radio family, and that means he's taking care of your family. He's a stand-up guy who's looking out for you, and when it comes to making big life decisions like refinancing or buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, reverse mortgages, maybe starting a business or expanding your business, you got to work with someone who has your best interest in mind, and that's that mortgage guy, Don. Be sure to tune in to the Home Loans Radio Show every Saturday morning because Don and...
Skull Mike. Mr. Predicto, is somebody in chat right now going to die this weekend?
It has been determined so.
Oh, wow. Mr. Predicto, are they going to die in an embarrassing way?
It cannot be determined at this time.
We don't know if it's embarrassing, but we do know one of you is going to die. Mr. Predicto, is the name of this user in chat going to start with a B?
Everything points to no.
Okay, not a B. It's not a B. Mr. Predicto, is the name of this person that's going to die this weekend in chat starting with an S?
The answer is yes.
Ho ho! Uh-oh. Sunstate John, that's tough news for you. Who else do we got? Any other S's? Uh-oh. Snoop Frog, you're on the chopping block too. Somebody with an S in chat unfortunately ripped this weekend. But we're not sure if it's in an embarrassing way or not. Hey, we got This Week in Florida coming up in just a minute. Actually, let me get all my gifted subs things ready. Hang on. Then we're going to get fully unhinged. Mad poopers and all. Let's see. Kentucky Derby is this weekend. Don't forget that. Grand Theft Auto release delayed. What the fuck? All right. Kilo Mac gifting 5 subs. Thank you. Sheepdog gifting 1 sub. Ardenos 223. I don't know if I gave you a shout out or not, but I'm going to do that again when we come back. And I got to see if they're all claims. Back in 3 minutes. All right. Yep, there's still gifted subs you can claim right now on the website. And if you're on the stream and you don't have a Secret Show subscription, go claim that right now because I'm about to say it on air and they're going to definitely get claimed. Sammy Scam, you too. Hang on, I gotta write you down. Thank you for gifting 5 subs. Oh shoot, you know what? I got that on my printer. Back in 1 minute. There you go. Sammy Scam gifts 5 subs, and Predicto tries to off him this weekend. What the hell? Brutal. 90 seconds and we're back. For this week in Florida. If we already have secret shows, does it add on to our months? No, it does not. We might be able to find out a way to integrate that some way too. But it's really to bring new people on board, get them into the world of secret shows, have a way for people to get magnets and other special collectibles. Like next week, we're going to have the Skull Mike Crew stickers. So once those come in and I tell you about them, everybody after that, the first 100 people who gift subs, or the first 100 gifted subs, will be one of those Skull Mike Squad stickers. And they're cool. They're going to look great on your laptop or your face. We're coming back.
Habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free? Never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your undoing.
Moment. Everything weird happening in the Sunshine State. It's all going down in just a moment here on the show, so hang out for that. Real quick, big thanks to Sam E. Scam for gifting 5 subs to Secret Shows.
Nice.
Ardnas, 223, gifted 2 subs to Secret Shows. Sheepdog gifted 1, and Kilo Mac gifted 5. Thank you for all of those. Much, much appreciated. You can claim them. All you have to do is go over to thenewsjunkie.com. They're on the top to claim them, and a new secret show will be released by 5 p.m. today. You can get your hands on that. Go check it out. Claim that gifted sub over at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, friends, here we go. C-Lane, are you ready?
You bet. You bet, Sean.
Yay.
Let's do This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That's right, the weekend's here. It's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And I start with good news, friends.
Yay.
Uh-oh.
Hit me.
Good news, because the FBI, they've compiled a list based on FBI crime data of some of the safest cities in the nation.
Okay, good.
And in the top 15, there are 2, 4, 6, 7 cities in Florida.
Really?
That are in the top 15 safest cities in the nation.
There's a twist or something here, because it sounds like too good a news.
No.
Almost never. I've seen Florida actually on the opposite list, most dangerous cities.
Well, that's if you're factoring in traffic fatalities, you might find some of our cities among the most dangerous. But according to a study released by U.S. News and World Report, which examines each city's murder and property crime rate per 100,000 people based on data from the FBI crime report, they figured out which spots were the best to live and which areas you might want to avoid. Anybody want to take a guess as to what city in Florida came in 4th, which is the safest city in Florida?
Best to live.
Safest city in Florida.
The Villages.
Not the Villages, no.
It probably is going to be like an older person's town, though.
Is it north, south? Any hint?
It is north.
North.
I believe.
It's not Jacksonville.
He said, I don't know. He doesn't know.
Pensacola.
Pensacola! Damn it. You did it, Sabrina.
I'm a Florida girl.
Good for you. Followed just behind by Port St. Lucie. Melbourne at 9, Lakeland at 10, 12 and 13, Naples and Fort Myers. And 15th on the list was Sarasota.
Yeah,
now,
so all old people.
On the flip side,
not Port St. Lucie.
U.S. News and World Report issued a similar study examining the most dangerous cities in the country.
Here we go.
No Florida at all on this list. All right. I told you. Good news.
Right.
Memphis.
I gotta know. Memphis is gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be some in the southeast like that. Was St. Louis?
St. Louis was 2.
Yeah.
I bet you could guess 3. Because we've got Memphis and St. Louis out of the way. We're going up to
Detroit.
That's right. Detroit, Missouri, according to Sean's understanding of state initials.
No, I know where Detroit is.
There is something to be worried about.
Okay.
In Nebraska.
There is a something down south. That would be tuberculosis.
All right.
There's been a confirmed case at a high school in Fort Lauderdale. The Florida Department of Health in Broward County said an individual with active tuberculosis.
Did you check the date on this article?
Yeah, is that weird? Like, if I got tuberculosis, I would just be embarrassed by how old of a thing that sounds like.
Right. No, it says active tuberculosis.
This, Oregon Trail or something?
Makes me wonder is there an inactive tuberculosis? Can you just have it kind of sitting in the background,
it's an idle tub?
Yeah, it was recently on campus at Dillard High School. Broward and BCPS, that's Broward County Public Schools, have identified and notified individuals who have been determined to be a close contact. At this time, no further action is needed unless you're contacted directly, they're telling people, but common symptoms. What?
Active, by the way, is contagious. That's when it's contagious.
Oh, I think you have to. I think I heard Jimmy and them talking about this, and I think you have to be prolonged in the exposure to the person with TB to catch it.
Well, somebody was. Does that mean it's going to be, if you're in school for 7 hours?
It could. It says it's a highly contagious bacterial disease caused by airborne bacteria that mostly affects the lungs, and it's spread through the air when people with the TB, the lung tuberculosis, cough, sneeze, or spit. So all things that kids do in high schools. Good luck. Well, hey, we're still wondering if Governor DeSantis is going to sign this bill because it's been passed through legislation, and I think it's going to his desk pretty soon.
What do we got, baby?
I thought this was Freedom, Florida, and they're trying to ban the weather modification.
What do you mean?
Now we've talked about this. That's going to be an official ban on chemtrails. And any sort of
what about like cloud seeding? Would that be banned?
I think cloud seeding would be banned in this. The legislation SB 56. We've discussed it already in This Week in Florida. It is they're waiting for DeSantis to say yes or no, signing SB 56 into law. It would come into effect on July 1st of this year, and it would make unapproved cloud seeding and other similar activities a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison or significantly raised fines of up to $100,000.
I was just about to get into cloud seeding.
I don't want to go to prison, but if I did go to prison for illegal weather modification, that sounds kind of cool.
What are you in here for, man?
Legal weather modification. It seems like a very villain arc.
You know that bad storm we had a couple months ago? That's why I'm here.
I did it.
That was me.
And again, another case of I thought this was Freedom, Florida. I thought old Governor DeSantis was just opening the gates, letting our freak flags fly, as long as they're not gay, and just Freedom, America, Florida. But this doesn't sound like that at all, because in Hernando County, a man has been arrested for having 3 wives in 3 different counties.
Damn. Oh, that's hoes in different area codes, though, right?
Kind of.
Technically.
Some area codes share
legally
counties.
Binding hoes.
Yeah. But man is facing charges for marrying 3 women in 3 different counties at the same time. Those women are speaking out, saying the system that handles marriage licenses kept them in the dark because when you go to get a marriage license, you just show up to the county courthouse and then apply for one, and they don't check to see if either of the people are actually married anywhere else.
Why not?
I love that they don't have a system that they all share.
Yeah, why not? That seems like a pretty simple thing that they could add in. Go just, hey, is this person already currently married right now?
3 Florida women learned they were on the same journey at the same time with Henry Betsy Jr.
What a Romeo.
Henry was arrested for felony bigamy at his home in Seminole County last year after one of the wives found out she wasn't the only one. And she goes, I just started county by county putting in his name, and that's when I came up with a marriage to Michelle. And then the marriage to Brandy, that was Tanya that figured that out. Florida just seems to kind of allow this because they don't have any checks to see if the people that are getting married have done this before. She found me, messaged me. I had no idea she was still married to him, Michelle said. She contacted authorities in Hernando County where her marriage occurred, and detectives began the investigation. They said marriage applications are based on the honor system. They swear that the information on the application is correct, and one of the things they have to show is that if they were married previously, how did the marriage end in either death, divorce, or annulment? They just have to kind of tell you that
That's
happened.
A cool band name.
Which one?
Death, divorce, or annulment.
Could be.
Working on it.
Could be. All right.
It's like a side project for divorce attorneys. They're all like together in a trio.
Pick it up, pick it up.
That would be an interesting time. There's a bunch of lawyer jammers just jamming on out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just it's what they say, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are not as accomplished
musicians
as I am. That's what you say.
I'm going to call this episode of the podcast "Bunch of Lawyer Jammers" just to memorialize that. Yeah.
Sometimes, guys, you just need to let nature. They say this guy's a hero. I think he's an idiot. But Doug Hay, a man being called a hero after rescuing a bald eagle, a struggling bald eagle, from an alligator.
What?
In a body of water.
Good call, Florida man.
Doug Hay, 69 years old of Lakewood Ranch, heard a splash on April 19th and spotted a bald eagle flailing in the middle of the lake behind his home. He knew the water was home to at least one 7-foot alligator, but he didn't hesitate. I saw the eagle smack in the middle of the lake, Hay told Fox 13, and I knew that gator was in there. Despite the risk, he swam the 100-yard stretch, reaching the eagle, which immediately clamped onto his arm with its talons. Exhausted, he made it back to shore, where his wife captured the rescue on video.
Those talons hurt too, man.
Yeah. A local wildlife trapper responded to Hayes' call. Doug said a gator went for the eagle and backed off when he swam out. Saw the injury right away and got him to the rescue center. It could have been a bite. I'm just going to say, like, if you see a gator that's messing with an eagle, get your phone out. Get your phone out and get some video. Sing Circle of Life. Do what you got to do. Don't jump in the lake and save the thing.
No,
unless you're not American.
No, let nature. Those animals. You break some up between animals. You're playing God, man. You're playing God, injecting
Everyone
yourself.
Everyone loves to play God in 2025. Please.
I'm not doing it. I'm letting them fight it out, and the strongest shall win.
And then usually it's the gator, but sometimes sometimes the eagle does have wings. Could probably get away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be an interesting fight.
They're not good when they're wet.
Then Doug shows up and ruins everything.
Hangover.
Yeah. No, just that's the guy's name.
Oh, sorry.
From the story
I
that
thought
I
you
read
were quoting
Doug.
again.
It was just it's just the story. Next story, by the way, I have to go on the record and say I do not think this is a good thing. This seems like a very bad thing. But when I pulled it and I read the headline, I go, that doesn't sound illegal totally. And that's because a man has been arrested after flying to Utah to marry a 17-year-old girl.
Okay.
All right.
It says a 33-year-old Florida man, Alex Pete Guy of Mulberry, Florida. He was arrested Sunday, charged with aggravated kidnapping after he allegedly flew to Utah over the weekend. It says hours after the 17-year-old girl, the mother reported her missing from their home. Now, that's the crime part. But it doesn't say anywhere on here that, like, they were exchanging explicit material. Like, obviously this guy's creepy and he's going to do something bad. But it, like, sounded like legal stuff. Like, if a parent signs off on this, you can get married at 17, right?
Depends on what state you're in, but that's
in
possible.
Utah?
Yeah, I think you can. I think you might be able to.
I think you might be able to. Utah.
Marry multiple 17.
Yeah, that guy. The guy that had
Florida.
The guy that had the 3 wives probably would have done better in Utah. Alex Pete guy arrested after the mother reported the girl missing from their Utah County home. A friend told sheriff's deputies the teen had been speaking with guy online and she was likely with him. They used GPS data from the teen's AirPods to locate the girl and guy, Alex Pete guy, in Wyoming. He admitted he had been talking to the teen online for 3 months and was aware that she was just 17 years old. And he said he picked her up after the flight to Utah and planned on marrying her. Did you get that link I sent you, Sean?
Yeah,
this is a great video. This guy could be a contender for like This Week in Florida mascot because drivers cruising down I-95 through Jacksonville's south side over last weekend might have caught a glimpse of this barefoot man known as the Blue Collar Brawler. And he was called in to help. He was a little loud. He was called in to help with a gator on the side that was like in the road, kind of on the side of the road, causing a traffic situation. And this dude showed up barefoot, head to toe in camo. And,
that's a big gator.
Yeah, it's a huge guy. He got his stick out, wrestled it around a little bit. Now he's just showing off.
Yeah.
Doing the Gatorland tricks right on the side of I-95. And then they got the gator in the truck and saved traffic.
Damn.
That's
All I see is a floating head and arms.
That is a big ass gator that he got. Just rocking it with no shoes and camo outfit.
Then what happens? This gator's lived long enough, and he took a wrong turn.
They'll probably take it back somewhere
and murder it.
It doesn't say how big the gator was, like if they got a measurement or anything, but he used the pole to catch the gator and wrestle it to the side of the road. All of that occurred while barefoot on the hot cement and dressed head to toe in camo, the sheriff's office wrote, only in Florida on their Facebook page. Let's see. A woman defrauded a church for $160,000 from their Peanut Butter and Jesus ministry. Watch out, realtors. There's a guy in Tampa showing up to open houses just to touch women's feet. A man previously accused of exposing himself to teens is arrested again for doing that very same thing in Fort Lauderdale. DeSoto deputies say a suspected tricycle thief's fashion sense is also a crime. They're looking for a woman who stole a tricycle dressed in tiger print. And last but not least, a Florida woman was arrested after neighbors noticed naked toddlers wandering around their neighborhood. When somebody went to the door and said, "Hey, I think your toddlers are wandering around naked," she shrugged the person off. Heidi Teresa Diaz Torres, 25 years old, was then surprised by the Hialeah Police Department, who entered the home thinking the children were in danger. They arrested her. They found a pipe or two pipes with residue of suspected methamphetamine in plain view, which added that police called Child Services shortly thereafter. Her hearing is scheduled for May, and that's it for This Week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. When we come back, we got a lot to get through on a Friday still, and we'll go full unhinged here in just a bit. I have so many
We've been
clips.
so hinged this whole time, Sean.
We're taking the hinges off. We're throwing the door off and going fully unhinged.
Doors beware.
We've got to get to the Delco pooper lady. Excuse me.
Hawk Pua, thank you.
Hawk Pua is what they're calling her. We got to get to her. We got to get to this other video that I had C-Lane censor. We'll probably do that next. A bunch of very, very wild things coming up as we roll into the weekend. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on I-4 eastbound before State Road 535. There's a disabled vehicle in the Greenway southbound at State Road 408. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on Orange Blossom Trail at Wynn Lane. And there's an accident where Poncan Road meets Rock Springs Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Need new blinds? At Blindster.com, we offer guaranteed low prices, guaranteed satisfaction, free samples, and free shipping. At Blindster, we take the fear out of ordering custom blinds, shades, and shutters so you can do it yourself and save big. Blindster.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Brought to you by Fairwinds Credit Union. Up for grabs is the ultimate backyard from Orlando Backyard Living. Win a roof from Eustis Roofing, solar from Solar Source, a cooling system from Mills Air, or a whole house filtration system from Pure Touch Water Filters. Get more details and enter all 5 of these contests at realradio.fm/contests.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this Air France radio message. Craving an unforgettable destination where culture, history, architecture, romance, and the excellence of French gastronomy all meet? With Air France, Paris and all its delights have never been closer. From May 21st, make the most of our new Orlando International Airport nonstop flights to Paris. Elegance is a journey. Air France. See conditions on airfrance.us.
Tuesday morning on The Today Show, the City Concert Series kicks off with superstar Kelly Clarkson, bringing her powerhouse voice to our iconic stage, performing her new music and some of your favorites to start your morning.
Today, just visit thenicklygroup.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, and because...
Hello. Bit of a jaw-dropper story when we come back. A story that makes me wonder if everybody's okay out there. And if things are all going to hell in a handbasket. Miami-Dade is still probably hurting from Andrew. Dude, at some point, enough time has passed. That was 30 years ago. I even think some of the people in New Orleans who are like, we're still recovering from Katrina. I go, I think enough time has passed that recovery should be something you've achieved at this point in time. It's been a while. All right, here we go, folks. We're coming back.
Our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Wilmer Valderrama and Freddie Rodriguez welcome another amigo to their podcast, Dos Amigos. Wilmer's friend and former That 70s Show castmate Topher Grace stops by the Speakeasy for a 2-part interview to discuss his career and reminisce about old times.
We were still in that place of like, what will this experience become? And you go, you're having the best time you've ever been had. Yeah. But it was like such a perfect golden time.
Listen to Dos Amigos on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Dos Amigos.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
A lot of stuff happening out there in the world, and we appreciate you coming along for the ride. You can learn more about the show, the three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. The website is thenewsjunkie.com. C-Line, thank you for censoring this video.
You're welcome.
Now we can share it with people and explain this story to them.
Quite a few questionable words in this video.
Yeah, this is one of those
words.
No, this is one of those ones where if C-Lane censors it, I go, oh, I feel bad if he's playing it in his radio booth and some unassuming iHeart employee is walking by going, what the hell? Why? What is going on over there?
You did that to me on purpose once.
I didn't do it on purpose, I wouldn't say.
Did you or did you not?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it some collusion with Sabrina? Hide my headphones.
That was not me.
So that when I censored such a video that may or may not have had some lyrics that would have been troublesome, had my black coworker who had the seat next to me.
I don't remember any
heard
of this.
Oh, you don't?
This show has been going on for a long time, all right? A lot of things have happened.
You don't remember
over the years.
The DuckTales theme that the kid hacked into the high school?
I remember, yeah.
And
I remember
played
that.
over the PA system?
Yeah.
But instead of DuckTales, it said the N-word?
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad stuff.
I had nothing to do with that.
That brings us to this lady. She's at a playground. She's with her little kid, got an adorable little kid here.
As one does.
And she's hanging out at the playground, and she gets into it with some dude who's there, and the dude is videotaping. So, who knows what happened before this whole back and forth, but the guy starts videotaping this woman. Now, I'm going somewhere here. I'm on a journey, and I want you to come along with me, but let's listen into what started all of this.
You call him the child?
The you talking
Did you call the child the word?
None of your business.
It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
You
Okay. Had the
All right,
balls.
so there's some kid that she's calling the N-word, like a kid, a child that she's calling the N-word at this part. And the guy is confronting her with this camera, and she's doubling down and saying it again, and he's following her.
That long bleep that we just went through was her saying it thrice in a row, just blah, 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 blah.
There were 3 times the N-word in a row. And again, we're going somewhere.
Hey, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's shit, you dumb.
Nobody.
He said, you don't go digging through people's S. This is what she says. Now, she claims that this little kid was digging through her bag and like stealing something from her. And then that's why she called the little kid the N-word.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Wait, that's her
what
kid, though.
No. There was another kid here that's not on camera that was digging through her bag and she says stole something from her, and that's who she was calling the N-word.
A little kid just did, you dumb.
That little kid, you call him a
Yeah.
The little child?
What if he acts like one, he's gonna...
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
That's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
All right, so then this guy, obviously,
God, in a
as should be clear,
playground.
this guy now has posted this on the internet, and everybody's gotten this woman's information. The little kid, you could see him for a second. There was a little kid on top of the playground. This is the kid in question that she said had taken something from her and that she was calling the N-word. So, all right, I bring you that information. Now, let me bring you back in time before I bring this full circle. There was a little while ago on the show where we talked about that track and field stabbing, and I had brought up how, with all the details that we know in this story, there was a give, send, go, where people could do like a GoFundMe style donation thing to the kid who stabbed and killed the other kid, who looks like he's maybe going to get hit up on a murder rap here. And they raised $518,000 for that kid. And I said, a lot of this is just straight up racism. They're like, well, we're going to defend the black kid who killed the white kid.
Did they up the goal again?
I think they keep knocking it forward a little bit, but it hasn't gone up shockingly because it hasn't gotten a lot of attention since that point in time. So it's they're trying to raise $600,000 for him. It's raised $518,000. So a lot of people who donated that, I think, were motivated by racism. I really do. Now, here's what's wild, okay? The woman in that video you just watched who called the little black kid on the playground the N-word, she launched a Give, Send, Go.
No.
And it says, here she is. It says, help me protect my family. Hello, my name is Shiloh, and I've been put into a very dire situation. I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at a park. I called the kid out for what he was. Another man, who we recently found out has a history with law enforcement, proceeded to record me and follow me to my car. He then posted these videos online, which has caused my family and myself great turmoil. My social security number has been leaked. My address and phone number have been given out freely. My family members, because she's been doxxed, my family members are being attacked. My eldest child may not be going back to school, even where I exercise has been exposed. I'm asking for your help to assist in protecting my family. I fear that we must relocate. We have 2 small children who do not deserve this. We've been threatened to the extreme by people online. Anything will help. We cannot and will not live in fear. Thank you. So I want you to remember that all this was, I think, comeuppance, because this woman was calling a little kid the N-word, right? The Give, Send, Go has a goal of $1 million.
$1 million, huh?
And has raised $294,000.
Unreal.
$294,000. I don't see anyhow that you give to this woman, much like the other story, where you're not motivated by racism. I don't see how there's any way that you go, Shiloh, I feel for you. This guy recorded you saying the N-word over and over and over to a little kid, and somehow, like, you're just saving her from the doxing or whatever. Now, what is the message that is being put out into the world? And this is what's so wholly, unbelievably unhinged. You stab people, you get money. You call little kids the N-word, you get money. You get $300,000 in counting from these people? Are you kidding me? What? That's wild to me.
Yep.
That is wild.
Are you, Sean, surprised?
I am surprised, yes. Yeah. I remain surprised by stuff like this, yes.
Once again, we are, a couple days into the 5th month of the year, and at this point, it's like every single day, if not every other, has been something insane or ridiculous or along these lines.
Well, I get the idea that we have people who want to push back on all the politically correct Karen crap, and they want to say there was all this like language policing going on, and obnoxious people took over the world for a decade and made things as terrible as they could in the most annoying of ways. But the reaction to that being that we're just going to have racists fund a bunch of stuff on these websites is totally unhinged to me. It's totally weird that you would go, hell yeah, that woman called a little kid the N-word, and we should definitely give her $1 million for that. That's some sign of us like rejecting all of these things. I think they're both bad. They're both bad, and it's a bad thing to take people who do this kind of stuff and gift them with money. That was what you're doing. You're literally giving that. You want to make this woman a millionaire. Crazy to me. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. The biggest question I have in all of this is, I don't think these funding websites should be able to do this.
Why? When they can make a buck off of it?
I don't think they should be able to do this. I think this is culture rot crap. I think this is like a funding website should have to have an established defensible reason as to why they're doing crowdfunding. And people who are committing crimes has to be for that one. And I'm not talking about the woman here. I'm talking about the Carmelo Anthony kid. People who are committing crimes has to be over that line at the very least, right? And then the other side of it is like, even if it's not a crime, it's just terrible, racist, dumb behavior. I don't think that should be a thing. But let me know what you think. Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Before we get to those, in other news, bad news for folks today. Hate to wake up and see this. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed. It is the news.
My gosh.
Is that right?
That people were waiting for. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release on May 26, 2026, which is my birthday next year. And Rockstar Games says, we're very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. This is like Duke Nukem at this point.
Damn, you're going to be 45 when this is released.
Shut your mouth, sir. I want to give Send Go now. We want to thank you for your support and your patience.
Call me
as
the
we
N-word.
work to officially, no thanks. With every game we've released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve, says Rockstar Games of Grand Theft Auto 6. All right, let's see what we got here. We got time for some dispatches. We do technically, but let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we'll do jury duty. And we are loaded up in jury duty. We're going to start out with the Delco pooper in jury duty because they perp walked this lady. If you haven't heard of her yet, she's going very viral right now, and you're going to see why. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
I would like to see Ryan's. I would like to see your sperm race, Ryan.
Okay.
Do you think they swim fast? Do you think that you got good, fast swimmers?
I hope they all just stop and they're like, we're good.
Smoke a cigarette.
This seems unnecessary.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Thrivent.
A full field of 20 horses head to the post tomorrow afternoon at Churchill Downs. It's the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. Journalism's the 3-1 favorite. Florida State football will face Central Arkansas in the 2026 season. That'll be the first time in history those two teams play each other. And round one of the NBA playoffs is nearly wrapped up. The Warriors can close out the Rockets tonight in San Francisco, where those teams meet for Game 6. I'm Scott Davidson.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Hey guys, it's Angel from the Monsters. You know I love cooking on my Big Green Egg. And every time I get asked why, I tell you it's because it's an awesome experience, it's impressive, and everything comes out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go visit my friends at Wassey's Meat Market and get yourself a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up where they'll teach you the basic to advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg. Follow them on their social medias. Also, check out the website, Wassey'sMeatMarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey's Meat Market.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
This Mother's Day, you could raise a toast to the woman who did everything for you. Or you could toast her with a cocktail made from her very own Bartesian.
To Mom.
The sleek cocktail maker crafts premium drinks at the touch of a button. With over 60 cocktails to choose from, including classics like Cosmos, margaritas, and old fashions. Plus trendy options like the strawberry guava margarita. She can enjoy her favorites anytime. Bartesian uses real ingredients. No artificial colors or flavors. Just real fruit juices, premium extracts, and bitters. And with the ability to make each drink drink as strong or as light as she likes, using her favorite spirits, it's always mixed to perfection. No mess, no hassle, no measuring. Just premium cocktails in under 30 seconds. So give Mom Bartesian. Give Mom cocktails on demand. Get $50 off now through Mother's Day at Bartesian.com/mom. That's BARTESIAN.com/mom.
Tuesday morning on The Today Show, the City Concert Series kicks off with superstar Kelly Clarkson, bringing her powerhouse voice to our iconic stage, performing her new music and some of your favorites to start your morning.
Catch me live on the plaza.
Tuesday morning on NBC.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. Since 1999, May has been designated as National Military Appreciation Month with its 5 military observances. It's a time to show appreciation for our troops and everything they do. Navy Federal has proudly served the military community for more than 90 years, and our employees are part of the community we serve. Many are military family members, reservists, or veterans themselves. Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May. So from all of us at Navy Federal, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeart Radio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Hi, I'm Kyle, founder of Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to make quality, custom-made blinds affordable to everyone. Traditional window covering retailers are expensive. Our prices are low, and our blinds are guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the new...
Courtrooms around the country, and it's going to get weird and more unhinged than things have been so far, certainly on the show. Thanks for being with us here. We appreciate you. And you could join the show with a dispatch. That's what we call the recorded messages you send in. Video or audio messages, send your dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, we might as well do this. Here we go. Let's get weird. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. us. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury Duty, brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, you need somebody to help you out. He's the guy. Don't feel bad about it. It's the right thing to do for yourself, your family, and your future. 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. Let's talk about the Delco pooper.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling this lady. Have you seen the video of this, Sabrina? Have you watched the video?
Not in its entirety. I did see enough screenshots to know that was a big poop.
It was something I don't think we could play on the stream.
Unfortunately.
Why not?
Because
I didn't see any parts.
Did you see the aftermath?
Yeah, I saw the poop.
You see the aftermath. It's this lady right here, Christina Solomedo.
Also, shout out Delco.
I think that this woman probably has some issues going on.
What?
She's got some stuff cooking upstairs, and we'll hear from her in a
downstairs.
And downstairs. She got mad. There was like a road rage moment, and in the road rage moment, she gets out, walks over to the front of this lady's car, bends over, and then shoots it. Shoots it. All over the hood of the vehicle, and it was pretty significant.
Did you see the part where she said it was a clean poop?
She did, yeah. It says the Pennsylvania woman, cops said, admitted to pooping on somebody else's car as part of a road rage incident. Road rage pooping is a weird one. I have not heard of this before.
I could never consider what it is to be so angry that I could poop on cue. I have my routine.
It would piss me off if somebody did it to me.
Yeah,
if I was sitting in my car and somebody pooped on my car, I'd be very upset. She said it was a clean poop. She didn't even need toilet paper. According to new legal docs, Christina Solomedo told police, I didn't even have to wipe. You did. You definitely did. If you didn't, you are a vile creature. This is all I'm going to show. I'm not showing any more than this. That's enough. You can see she just is bent over.
They blur the poop?
I think they might have, hopefully.
That's not a CP if you ask me.
And then she just wanders away. She gets out of there after doing this. She got arrested by 2 officers. They called her the Delco pooper and arrested her. Cops say she had a clear reason for doing this. They said she told them the car's owner called her a fat bitch, and it made her angry.
Oh, in that case.
She said, I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home.
Oh, okay.
Normal
Do you think she
behavior.
realized she had to go and just seize the opportunity?
Why not?
So she's like, in the moment, in the heated moment.
Little poop diem.
What are you doing here? BDMX Con says Queen S. Yeah, in more ways than one. Here they are arresting her. She's laughing.
Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
I asked her.
They're putting her in the car.
Chase you? I have a sickness.
I have a sickness.
Chase you? Yeah, she chased
IBM.
me.
Yes, I mean.
And I got out and begged her to stop.
Better to do. Listen to her side of the story.
Oh, somebody's defending her. Like, y'all ain't got nothing better to do?
Listen to her side. There's a reason why she crapped all over that woman's car. Come on.
I'm a big fan of the I can explain moments. But can you really, you haven't heard her side of the story just yet. You don't know.
Pleased with herself.
She seemed like she seemed more normal, and she seemed like she was happy with her performance right there.
Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me.
She chased me. So I did what anybody would do in my position.
Obviously.
I bent over and fired one off. And I shot it all over the car. And I will say
saying a lot of stuff right now, man.
No, that's perfect. Perfect timing.
Man, it looked like you could use some fiber in your diet. It looked like...
That was zero solid.
Yes.
Kind of a bitch to clean up, no?
Yeah, then that person has to go hit their car with a hose.
Putting myself in the driver's position, because, there have been some moments, and I will be the first to admit that maybe I've cut someone off by mistake. They're in the blind spot. But boy, would I be so confused on how in the wrong I was if the person, instead of honking at me or flicking me off, pooped on my car.
It would rock my world. It would be like that time when Celine kissed that guy to defend you.
For me, that was a hero moment, and Celine, I'll never forget it.
Some guy was bothering Sabrina, and Celine grabbed him and just kissed him on the face.
Locked in. I had text him like, when are you going to be here? Because this guy's really creeping me out. He keeps trying to kiss me. And Celine walked in, grabbed him by the face, kissed him in the mouth, and the man got his stuff, and he walked out. And I go, Celine, you are forever in my heart. That is work husband material.
It worked. It rocked the guy's world. It blew his mind and rocked his world.
Celine would have just pooped on him?
Is this real? Did you see the text we just got?
No. That can't be real. No. No.
No way. Okay, so
we know somebody who knows the Delco pooper, unfortunately.
Because the screenshot I sent you yesterday was someone who would also be in this group chat, we'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
And who gave me the Delco insight that they're calling her Hakpua.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize. Do you want to talk to her on the show? I can reach out.
Yeah, I think we should. I would talk with her. I want to know if she's crazy or if this is like another level of road rage.
You want to know if she's crazy? I think we have to probably do the interview recorded so we could bleep out enough.
Yeah, this woman's not going to follow any FCC regulations with us. We've seen what she does in polite company. She's not going to do it.
No, we just need to not call her a fat bitch.
I don't know if I can do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, last time somebody called her a fat bitch, here's what she did. It makes me want to do it so bad. We should be on a Zoom with us and just flip around and hit the webcam full on. All right. Well, there you go. There's her story. Philadelphia woman involved in a road rage incident where she got out of her vehicle, did that on the hood of a car, and she's been taken into custody. We'll see what happens with her next. This is an equally unhinged story.
You say equally?
Has anybody ever heard of the Bay Area metal band Possessed? Yeah.
No.
Hell yeah, brother.
Like
Possessed.
San Francisco Bay?
Yeah, they're from San Francisco, and they're a band called Possessed. And now their guitar player, Brian Montana, is ripped. 60-year-old Brian Montana was fatally shot by the cops after he brandished a weapon toward his neighbor. And he is the second member of the band to be shot.
Jesus.
This is it's a pretty wild band, this Possessed band.
Listen, guys, somebody needs to sit down with the remaining members of Possessed
and
go, you guys are not going to be Nirvana. This is not going to be, you guys are not going to go down in infamy because your people are dead.
Yeah, he was mad about a tree, too. That's the most brutal part of it.
Good talking to Celine.
On its Instagram stories on Wednesday, the group Possessed shared an image of the late musician with the caption, "Rest in peace, Brian Montana." They said that Brian Montana fired multiple times at officers using a handgun, shotgun, and rifle. Officers used patrol cars as cover and returned fire. The suspect was struck and pronounced dead at the scene. Montana used 3 firearms to shoot at the cops for 30 minutes, and they finally killed him. He was an early member of the musical group, was described by the newspaper as being enraged over debris from a nearby tree.
30 minutes, man. They really didn't want to kill this guy.
Tree debris.
Who shoots at cops for 30 minutes?
This guy. The shooter, later identified as Montana, was seen headed to the driveway, blah, 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 blah. And somebody else in his band previously was also shot and killed like this, or at least shot, at the very least. So
Possessed.
Rock and roll. Possessed_official is their Instagram. And it says, Santiago, you rock. See you soon, brother.
Just 2 of us.
Yeah, just 2 people left. The guy's last name is Montana. I don't know why they put Santiago, but there you go. Let's see what else we have here in Jury Duty. Today we got 2 things. One is a story that is crazy as hell to me. In Spain, in a place called Oviedo, Spain.
España.
The police rocked this house and smashed the door open, and they said 3 children were rescued from this house. This house was still on lockdown from COVID.
Excuse me?
The family inside this house, including their kids, was still on lockdown from COVID.
What are they, like the Brendan Fraser movie where they just thought everything was still in shambles and we have to hide?
That's what they wanted to do. That's what they believed. They had kids in their house. And in 2025, they were still on lockdown. 3 children were dramatically rescued from a COVID lockdown house of horrors after being forced for years to stay inside and wear face masks long after pandemic restrictions ended. The siblings, 8 years old and 10 years old, were finally freed from the home after being locked inside since 2020. As soon as we got them out, all 3 children began to breathe deeply as if they have never been outside before.
Whoa.
An investigator said. The children's parents were arrested and slapped with domestic violence and child abandonment charges. Investigators said the parents were suffering from COVID syndrome and had allegedly forced the entire family.
What's COVID syndrome?
That's what they said. To live under strict lockdown conditions for several years. I guess these are people who are just like mentally ill and thinking that you still need to protect yourself to this level from COVID and like lock your family down.
Wow.
And inside the house is just crazy looking. And I think of how wild that whole time was. And I imagine that all of these days and hours and months and weeks and years that have passed, they're still on lockdown like that. Damn. And finally, Russell Brand has arrived at a court in London facing rape and sexual assault charges. The charges are related to 4 separate women, and the crime spanned from 1999 to 2005. He's been charged with 5 counts total, one of them being an indecent assault charge. He says he's happy that he can defend himself finally. He says, I've always told you guys when I was young and single before I had a wife and a family, I was a fool, man. I was a fool before I lived in the light of the Lord.
Your Russell Brand impression is uncanny.
I was a drug addict, a sex addict, and an imbecile. Is that close? Is that?
He's British.
Yeah,
so.
That's not what he sounds like.
I was a bloody imbecile. I can't do it. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can over here. But what I never was a rapist, he said. I never engaged in non-consensual activity. I pray that you can see that by looking in my eyes. The trial is underway in London. Thank you so much for sending in your dispatches today. We love that. We love that you've done that. Some of you are being sweet, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm judging too soon. Here's Jaquanalicious with a video dispatch for us.
Good afternoon. What to do, y'all?
Hey!
First off, Sean, I just want to thank you for all of your efforts in the stream. I listen to a lot of talk radio. They all have streams, and it's just like some bad camera angle of them having to do it because their company's making them, and it's all trash.
There's a lot of that.
Thank you for all of the effort you put in yours. Skull Mike is fantastic, so it's amazing. As far as thank you letters, I had a busted water main in the front, or not water main, but the meter box was all busted in the front of my lawn. Went on the city's website, just put in a request to get it fixed. I wasn't expecting anything to be happening for weeks.
All right. I mean, yeah, when you complain to the city about something being broken, sometimes that could be a slow go. They're not really responsive, but maybe it went another way.
And sure, like that afternoon, within an hour or so, they were out. They had it fixed. I didn't even hear them. I just happened to be out, and I noticed that it was just replaced. It looked great. So I went back on the website, put in my service ticket, and said, hey, I appreciate your work. The technician did a great job, pass along my gratitude. And I get a handwritten note a couple weeks later from whoever was in that utilities department thanking me because they never get thank yous. And I just thought that was pretty funny. And then about my next water bill, it was like $8, and I looked at it, and they had like adjustments on there for what?
Yeah. What are they doing? They hooked you up on your side? Adjustments?
For a reason. I don't know if that was a coincidence or what, but
hopefully they were just hooking you up. Thank you, man. Appreciate the story in the dispatch. And that's going to be it for jury duty today. You too can join us on the show. Send us your dispatch. Record yours now at thenewsjunkie.com. AD said, AD said, and for the record, the singer of that band, Possessed, was hospitalized and then paralyzed because in '89 he was shot during a robbery. Jesus. Okay, quick break. Back in a minute. We've got more on the way. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com. There's a disabled vehicle getting cleared up, slowing down traffic on I-95 northbound north of Granada Boulevard. Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on I-4 eastbound before Lake Mary Boulevard. Traffic starting to slow down on some of the major roadways this afternoon on the Turnpike southbound before Osceola Parkway. There's delays. Traffic slowing down once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike to I-75 northbound. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old...
Hello. Who's going to get commenter, chatter of the week today? That's the burning question that everybody's asking themselves. You can't see this little flip in my hair, can you? Oh, God, I see it in my shadow. It's bad. Who's going to get chatter of the week? Damien's Gaming. All right, I'll consider this. When we come back, a pretty darn good feel-good story for once. A feel-good story. That's a fun ride. I think we'll have fun on this one. AD says, I want to be the metal junkie that is your go-to for all of this. Well, AD, then whenever we're talking about metal stuff, chime in, pipe up. You could always send dispatches or even just in the chat. I mean, it's a useful part of the show. Chat is generally a very useful part of the show. Nightbot gets chatter of the week. I think it's like the last hour of the show when a bunch of the multi-platform messages are going out there that this tends to happen. Weed says, thank you for showing us all the shows, and I'll stay next time till the end. I don't know what that means, but thank you, sir. Thank you for being a friend. Okay, we're coming back, folks. Here we go.
Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Ozempic, but in a pill?
Yep, it's oral semaglutide, now available from Future Health. It's the same active ingredient as Ozempic, without painful injections. Go to futurehealth.com for easy access to oral semaglutide, Ozempic, and Zepbound for $3 a day. No insurance needed. People are raving because they're losing 10 pounds in their first month. Visit futurehealth.com, future without the E, to start losing weight this week.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
It's the News Junkie. You can learn more about the show by going over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, and follow all of us, myself, Sabrina, and C-Lane. All of our social media profiles available at thenewsjunkie.com/share. How about some good news? How you feel about that, huh? How does that strike you? No? No? I'll take it away.
I'm up for it, but
forget it.
We've had this theme of Unhinged, so
well,
I feel like I'm used to this place now.
This will be a nice relief. It'll be a nice, sweet story, a good news story. We get these sometimes. It's not all doom and gloom around here. It's not all craziness and unhinged weirdos. It's sometimes good news. And I actually like this story, so that's why I want to bring it to you. Maybe it makes your weekend a good one. This is about a homeless dude. All right, his name is Jeff Daly. And Jeff Daly is in Irvine, California. And I give homeless people the problem from time to time when I think that they're not doing enough to try to right the ship. But that ain't the case with this guy. Jeff Daly, he has a job. He works at a Sprouts. He's got a gig. He's building his life back. He's getting his money saved up and trying to get everything in order so that he can have a good future. He's homeless right now, but he's rebuilding. And I want people to know that you can do that. You can do that. There's nothing separating you from getting back where you need to go. And this guy was trying to put it all back together. So this homeless grocery store worker, he had donated his last dollar to somebody. Somebody came into a grocery store and said, I need some money. I got to get my kid's formula. C-Lane knows. He's got a kid, how expensive the formula is. It's not cheap.
It's nice to not be buying that anymore.
Stuff is expensive.
He's eating hot dogs now, Jackson.
Though I don't know if we're saving money or spending more now that it's like more mealy stuff.
Yeah. Well, if you're low on money, it ain't a good time. And this guy said, I'll give you my last dollar. But he didn't know who he was giving that last dollar to. Here's the details of his great story from CBS Los Angeles.
I'm just so thankful to everyone who's helped me out.
He's crying.
Really appreciate it.
A massive weight lifted off of Jeff Daly's shoulders, thanks to social media influencer Jimmy Darts.
All right, I know you're hearing social media influencer.
I've heard that, Jimmy Darts.
Oh, boy, wait. This is a good story. Wait for it.
And the online fundraiser he started for Daly.
It's been climbing almost over 100,000 now. Yeah. I can't even process all that. I can't even, I mean, me?
Daly has been homeless for 8 years, sleeping on the streets in a sleeping bag.
I really need your help.
All right, this was what started this all. Some guy named Jimmy Darts made a video. He goes into the Sprouts. He goes up to the employee, and he says, I'm trying to buy some food for my baby. And the guy who's not doing very well financially gives him like his last dollar.
This encounter changing Daly's life. Dart approaching him in the Irvine Sprouts Market where he recently started working. Dart's asking for money, even though he didn't really need it. Daly gave him his last dollar.
Yeah, I'll give you $1, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I can do for you. I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this man needs baby food for a child. It's like, you know, what kind of person would say no to someone like that? I'm not built like that.
Dart, known for helping people in need, gave Daly $500 on the spot.
Nice, right? Right away he gets $500. But everybody liked him so much in the video, it didn't stop there.
And Dart's legion of followers donated to the fundraiser.
They saw what you were going through, and the thing is, you kicked this whole thing off, Jeff, with your generosity. And maybe none of us would have been as generous as you were if we were in the same situation.
Daly is staying in a hotel.
Look at that. I'm looking at the fundraiser. Maybe he's got more now. C-Line, look for an update on this. Let's help get Jeff off the streets. And they have $94,158 raised.
That's off the streets, if you ask me.
4,800 donations, I believe, is what it says. And
yet the woman who called a little kid the N-word multiple times has more.
For once, this is like a good thing. And by the way, this is your shot, buddy. All right, Jimmy, not Jimmy, but Jeff. Jeff, if you get 100K and you end up back on the streets, people aren't going to be too kind with you. You're going to have deserved that return, probably. This is your moment.
$100,000 goal, and it has up to $111,414.
Really? Wow. I say good for him. What do you say, folks? Let us know what you think. There's always somebody who's going to hate. Maybe you hate on this guy. Maybe he's been homeless for 8 years. But if you're going to donate to something, give the guy a shot. If he puts it together, good. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I don't know what happened to old Golden Voice. Remember him?
He got back on the drugs, I thought.
He might have. He made a bunch of money, became
Didn't he get kind of
famous.
milkshake duck for being a bad father?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a guy who was featured in a video that went viral a long time ago. Ted something.
Ted
Williams.
Ted Williams, Golden Voice Ted Williams.
Well done.
And in the video, they said, sir, are you trying to get money out here? And he said, well, I am trying to. And he had this big, robust, golden voice. And he went viral, and people were going out there and talking to him. People started giving him a bunch of money. He was featured on talk shows. He got paid out like big money and different things from sponsors and stuff. He got offered radio gigs, and then he was right back on the streets again after all of that.
This is Ted Williams.
Hey, I'm going to make you work for your dollar. Say something with that great radio voice.
When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9.
I mean, it's a great voice. Good God.
What's the update on him? Can we get an update? Is he still on the streets? Is he...
In 2011, he appeared on local radio programs, was interviewed by The Early Show on CBS. Today.
Yeah, that's when he popped off. That was 14 years ago.
That was pre-GoFundMe's.
Well, yes, because on January 10th, a fundraiser website, Ted Williams Your Voice, was set up to support Williams. It's not even a GoFundMe. They had to like makeshift do one. Let's see. On April 23rd, 2021,
that's closer.
Williams announced with Scott Spears on WWGH Radio that he's running for governor of Ohio in 2022 as a Democrat. He later retracted that decision.
Okay. So he's kind of all over the place here a little bit. He's running for governor and then not. And that's it. So, if he's running for governor, it doesn't sound like he's out of the street still. Sound like maybe he put things together.
Yeah, he did.
I hope so.
He on and off had some radio gigs. He announced on Now with Scott Spears on WWGH that he was running for president. That was 2015. He keeps saying he's going to run and then withdrawing to stuff like that. He did some Pepsi ads.
Imagine his voice saying that the U.S. government's going to get rid of Narcan versus RFK Jr.'s.
I would like it. I think he's got a great voice. He's got some timber in that thing. So there he is. After all these years, and now we got a new homeless guy getting a big payout. Hopefully he keeps it together.
Sweet, though.
Now we have news coming in. Trump is saying he's going to be renaming Veterans Day. Veterans Day is out. We're not going to be calling it that anymore, I guess. And now, as of November 11th, Veterans Day will be Victory Day for World War I, which...
What?
It's not as catchy. It's widely known as VE Day, but it's Victory Day for World War... No, then May 8th, which is VE Day, will be Victory Day for World War II.
Oh, okay.
Those are very specific. He says, we won both wars. Nobody was close to us in terms of strength, bravery, or military brilliance, but we never celebrate anything. We're going to start celebrating our victories again, said Trump. So no more Veterans Day, now Victory Day for World War I. I would rather, if you're going to do that, first of all, it seems like you're taking something away from the veterans. Add a new day. Pick a new day. Go like the Veterans Day we have for all, maybe you can make that about like all living and dead veterans for the U.S. military.
How many World War I veterans are still around?
More, not many. World War I was a long time ago. But I think if you wanted to do a new one and say it's Victory Day, and then we celebrate American military victories.
Well, because in this case, you are taking something away from the veterans, which is going to be something that pisses a lot of people off. However, I know that people are going to hate Trump no matter what he does. If he makes a new holiday and it's a new day that everybody gets off work, how mad can you be at the guy?
Federal holiday? There'll still be people that are mad. But I would be happy. I'd be like, damn, all right, cool. We're going to do it. And
day off.
A happy Victory Day, everybody.
Get a floater.
I would be happy about that. As a Marine, I would celebrate that and think that
you're not a Marine.
That was a good thing. My father was a Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine.
Your father was a Marine.
Your father is always a Marine.
Yeah.
You
My
are
father.
not.
He gave me all his Marine stuff, and he said, Sean, you're a Marine now. And I said, thank you, sir.
Where'd that stuff end up, out of curiosity?
It's in a bag somewhere in storage.
A bag,
not even a box.
wow.
Not even a box.
Would never do it.
I only take it out when I'm in active combat as a Marine. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't
never done that.
Some Marine's going to come up to you and give
said
you
it's been a while.
Piece of his mind.
They've been coming up to me and saying Semper Fi. That's what they do. And I say Semper Fi right back to you.
I think they said, well,
good one.
Too violent. I said something die because that's what rhymed. I don't think Marines would ask you to die.
They haven't. They've been very sweet to me. They have. And they so far, kind people. Thank you. Thank you for that. Join us on the show with a dispatch. If you're a Marine and you're mad, don't send a dispatch. But if you're a Marine and you're happy, do send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. The Kentucky Derby's this weekend. Anybody going to watch?
Probably.
Yeah,
no.
Maybe. No, not going to watch. 6:57 p.m. is when the race goes down on Saturday, the Derby. And you got all these horses. There's a whole slew of them. One we talked about was from Toby Keith, R.I.P. Toby Keith. His horse has made it now to the Kentucky Derby. Render Judgment, I think, might have been the one that was from him. Yeah, that was his horse. But there's a lot of them out there, and one's going to win and take home the victory at the Kentucky Derby. So cheers to everybody, and good luck. When we return, we're going to feature something amazing on this show. Absolutely beautiful. It's called You. You're up next. That's right. You can go to thenewsjunkie.com and record a video or audio dispatch. And whatever your comments are, we'd love to hear them. Plus, got a bunch of clips I've saved up that I can't wait to share with you. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's a car stopped on the shoulder on I-4 eastbound before Lake Mary Boulevard. A crash on Orange Blossom Trail at Sand Lake Road. Emergency crews are clearing up a disabled vehicle on I-95 northbound, north of Granada Boulevard. Traffic starting to slow down on all the major roadways this afternoon, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil.
Go, Mike. We've got some great clips when we come back. The Goal Screeching Championship of 2025 happened. That's when you have to do your best to sound like a gull. I don't even know what a gull sounds like. A seagull? I don't know what they sound like. Big Balls. Big Balls is doing an interview. Also, I got to tell you, I have taken much joy in the last 24 hours at Apple just stacking the L's. And some of you don't know this, but I have been in a hate-hate relationship with Apple on the App Store side of things. That's why I've turned all my investments and efforts into building out the website, thenewsjunkie.com, where I have full control of everything and can do whatever I want. Because Apple was, for a long time, working in a duopoly. Because if you want an app, you have to be on the app stores. That's either the Apple App Store or the Google App Store, the Google Marketplace, whatever you'd like to call it. And they both take a chunk of any funds that come through it. So if you have a subscription service, i.e. secret shows, and you want to have it on the app, Apple takes as much as 1/3 or more of that subscription income. Now, I already have my own subscription set up. I don't need Apple to come into the mix, but they literally would not let you link to your own website from your app. They wouldn't let you link from your website to, or from your app to your website so that people could sign up for a premium product. They would not let you do that. They would not let you do that. They would make it happen in the app and therefore make you use their payment system, and therefore they would take 1/3 of it. And a judge finally told Apple to suck it and told them they were not following the orders from the previous judges, and that one of their executives lied under oath. And so Apple emailed yesterday and said, now if you have an app, you can have a subscription service and link to it. They finally caved. So fuck you, Apple. You took way too long to do that. It took giant companies like, I don't know if it was the people behind PUBG or one of those apps, to fight them to say that this is absolutely ridiculous. So now, should we bring the app back? Everyone should tell Apple to suck it. I like iPhones. I like some of the stuff they built. I like Steve Jobs. I don't really care much about Tim Cook. He seems like more of a salesman than a visionary. But it's so screwed up. Like, to think that there would be some guy who pulls himself up by his bootstraps and learns how to code and makes an app, and after all his investments and everything, the app stores go, guess what, small business? We're going to take 1/3 of your revenue. We deserve that. That's crazy. No, thank you. I still don't think I'll bring the app back, just for the record. It's incredibly expensive. Every time they release a new phone, I have to release a new update because the screen size might change. I have to stay on top of the development. I have to buy 6 different phones so I can experience the user experience on all the different phones. Stupid. Stupid. Oh, we're having a chill little grab bag segment here. And then we're going to have our final segment and crown our Shatter of the Week. BDMXCon says they have the best hardware but try to mandate their second-rate software because of it. I can tell you all their like developer stuff behind the scenes, like their podcast administration stuff, all that stuff, it sucks. It's not good. It's not good at all. Their app approval process is absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. It's so bad. It's so insanely bad. For a corporation as big as Apple to have that is a sin. It's an embarrassment. It's a stain on the internet. A company that has $1 trillion in reserves, and you build something, or you have like an update to your app, and you submit the update, and you wait like 2 weeks, and then maybe somebody looks at it and they go, oh, by the way, you can't have this icon in your app. Start over. And they do that 6 times to you, and it takes you 6 months to get an app update. It's like California with businesses or building or home improvement or anything. Red Tape City. All right, we're coming back.
Hundred commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Listen commercial-free. Just open the free iHeart Radio app, search Beatles Now and Then, and make it your next preset.
iHeart Radio. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Like a car crash you can't stop listening to. This is the News Junkie.
We're all done with most of the stuff we were working on. The week is almost a wrap, and now we're just kind of hanging out with you. So let's have some fun and do that together. What say you? We'll get to more of your dispatches and emails momentarily. Email the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Anytime you want, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. I can't believe we missed it. We missed it again. The annual European Goal Scream Championship happened, and we didn't go.
Wait, this is the one where people do their best impression of
a goal.
Yeah,
a goal,
yeah. Remember we talked about this last year.
Yeah, every year they do this, and it brings out the weirdest weirdos.
A seagull?
Yeah, like a seagull. They call it the Goal Scream Championship.
I thought you said, I was hearing something different. I thought you said Goal Scream Challenge, and in my head, that seemed a lot more fun. Like the challenge on who could do their best football announcing voice and scream, "Goal!"
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you tired now?
A little faint.
Ready to kick off early? Get out of here. Do you know what a goal sounds like?
No.
I don't even know what I would do if I didn't hear the people go before me at the competition.
Alan?
There's some lady who's up here. She's going to be first, I guess. Let's see what goes down.
Could this be the world's weirdest contest? This is the European Screeching Championship. Footage shows various clips of winners from different categories, including 10-year-old Brit Cooper Wallace, who won gold in the junior category.
Good job, bud.
Yep, totally. Never going to see
There was even
boobs.
a colony category.
Who are these dudes?
I mean, all of them have been dressed up, and I feel like you need to do that. If you're really good at the voice stuff, we have to dress up, and what they're wearing is almost nothing.
3 guys in their underwear with
they look like
some
they're into some
of
sort of bondage stuff.
This seems inappropriate, considering the 10-year-old that won.
It seems sexual, if I'm honest with you.
They also began this year's championship with a screech for peace by participants of several countries.
Fix it. That'll fix it. Oh, breaking news. Peace has just broken out across the globe. It worked. They said it couldn't be done.
Imagine all the goals.
Imagine the song. Imagine the song could not do it, but this did it. The Goal Scream Championship made everybody stop with the wars. And in Gaza, everybody put down their rockets.
Even if
Israel said we're going to get rid of our missiles and our bombs. And everybody in Russia and Ukraine said we're backing away. Thank you. Good job, everybody over there. The Belgian folks are nice. The Belgian folks are real good. What else do we have here? Let's see. Oh, did you guys see? Do you know who Bobby Althoff is? Does that ring a bell with you guys?
I need to see a face.
They call her a industry plant, you know? Like
very sarcastic and doesn't want to be their interview gal.
Yeah, she's a podcaster and she's very sarcastic, as Sabrina said. And my favorite clip in the world is of her and that rapper, and she calls her a musician.
Yeah, and the rapper thinks she said magician.
Yeah, the rapper thinks that she's calling her a magician, and she's like, I ain't no magician.
I don't do magic tricks. I make music.
And she goes, no, I think you're misunderstanding me. I'm saying you're a musician and you sing. And she's like, I don't do magic. And they got into a fight over it. It was a great banger clip. Now, she decided to do an interview. I think she's talking to Wiz Khalifa. I might be wrong about that, though. You guys might have to set me straight here in a moment. But she's talking to this rapper, and she said she'd never gotten high before. And so he's like, go ahead and smoke a little bit. Okay. And then she takes a hit, and then she realizes, oh, no, I have to get through this interview. And
I've done that mistake.
He starts kind of like messing with her.
Okay, now you can put it away.
Well, at least we know. At least we know the number to the hospital. We know who to call.
I'm scared. I'm starting to panic.
Don't be scared. You're in the right place.
You're in the right place.
With the expert himself.
I know exactly what to do.
Okay, I don't want to get more high, so I would appreciate you taking that and throwing it far away.
So she wants him to get rid of the blunt because she hit it, and now she's worried it's going to get her more high. Yeah. And she's going to completely just screw up this interview here.
That was her first time smoking weed was this.
Yeah, that's what she says. That's an aggressive start with Wiz Khalifa for your first time.
I'll tell you what, that guy has a potent marijuana.
He knows what he's doing. He's a professional in the field. He's kind of funny, too. Listen.
You know what?
Yeah. Thank you.
You put it out.
How long does it take to happen?
Instantly.
Okay, I think I'm okay.
Right away.
Instantly?
Are you sure? It's not like going to take a second to kick in.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
No, don't do that.
He looks at her. He's like, oh, I see it happening.
She almost never breaks.
See, it's hitting you right now.
Where this becomes a fishbowl moment for her, I imagine.
And now he's going in.
I see it.
That's not. I feel normal.
I can see
You're trying to make me panic.
No, I see it.
The more you say that, the more I start to my heart's going to race, and I'm going to start feeling like, oh God, I'm high.
Let's go to the hospital.
Why do you want to go to the hospital so bad?
I haven't been in a long time.
He's fun.
Why do you want to go to the hospital so bad? I haven't been in a long time. Also, I love the idea of feeling like you're too stoned and going to the hospital as if there's like an anti-stoner gun they're going to hit you with.
Nope,
and
there's none of that.
It's going to sober you up immediately.
I will tell you, though, if you ever feel, for those of you that are not accustomed, too high, you grab some black pepper, even if you have one of those like cracked pepper things, put it under your tongue.
Pepper grinder? Put that under your tongue and that does something?
Yeah, so whatever like that sends off to your brain to, I don't know how they worded it, but because of that spice, and it'll put you back on Earth, essentially.
See, I've heard stuff like that, but I've heard it like taking stuff that makes it stronger usually. Like for if you're on LSD, people would say, drink orange juice.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if there's any science behind that, but usually you don't have the things that you could do.
Didn't stop me from crushing an emergency when I took mushrooms that one time.
True.
Do I proof it?
For me, I think just talking to a police officer, like if I'm high and I want to be jolted out of that, just any person of authority like that who could arrest me, you suddenly don't feel that high anymore.
Yeah, it happens. I've seen that happen too. I've been there. Bootsy says, I drank 2 of those THC drinks last night. I felt like Courtney. They will wallop you.
When's the next World Fair?
You got to be real careful when you take those things. It's dangerous. What else do we have here? There is a woman who's getting some heat. I don't know if this woman curses. I sure hope she doesn't.
Okay.
She filmed herself the whole time, which says to me she's trying to get some attention here. She says that she has really, really bad allergies. So she first asked if she could be boarded before everybody else. Like, I have severe allergies. I want to be boarded before everybody else on the plane.
I don't know if that makes a difference.
I want to get on before anybody else gets on there. Let's listen.
Hi, how are you? Question. So I have some severe food allergies, and can I board the plane early so I can wipe down my seat and everything?
Can I board the plane early so I can wipe down my seat and everything?
For disabilities, I'm guessing is what I would probably pre-board. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Is that really disabilities? If they say we're boarding for disabilities right now, does that include allergies?
I mean, I don't know that you're going to get a special parking spot for your allergies, but
yeah,
if you want to wipe down your seat in time,
you could argue that you have a condition that you do need some more time to prep for.
You know, it's wild though. People that can't walk have to be the last to leave the plane.
I think people who do this are an annoyance to all people who legitimately have allergies like this, like serious allergies, like peanut allergies and stuff. Yeah. You might have a peanut allergy. Most of those people are chill. They're not like this. And this woman's like, oh, can I board before anybody else?
I'm going to film it too, just in case you say no.
I got to show you what it's like now. I got to put on my mask to get on the plane, lest I encounter a peanut.
I have my medicine on me and everything, but could you let like the rows in between me?
Breathe.
Yeah.
And she wants all the rows around her to be alerted to the fact that she is coming on a plane, and this woman who sits down is very allergic to peanuts. So not only am I on first, now you got to tell everybody else about my existence.
You have an empty pen?
Yeah, I have like 3 packs on me. One in my back. Okay, perfect. I have one in my backpack.
Yeah.
And then 2 sets in here.
Okay.
And
try to make it so it's accessible.
Yes.
I can't.
I have a face mask just to be safe.
Yeah.
But I take like a bunch of Zyrtec today and everything. So
Oh, you got it.
Thank you so much. What's your name?
Zyrtec.
I'm Mia. Nice
took
to
a bunch
meet you.
of Zyrtec?
Zyrtec will do it. That'll fight him off.
Okay.
How are you awake?
You had me at, Zyrtec is non-drowsy. But
all of it.
that is 10 milligrams. So a real allergy-prone gal would go Allegra. That's a 50 milli.
A Zyrtec every single morning before the show. Every day before the show. And it helps a little bit, but it ain't fighting off your peanut allergy.
Oh, but you also do, I think, 47 squirts of the Flonase?
I do not do 47 squirts. I'm down to 2 in each nostril.
Down to 2, because you said 7.
Well, I was doing 3 and some change in each nostril for a while because I needed to have a clear throat for the show.
And you were addicted.
And then I had to get, sometimes that wouldn't be enough, and I had to get a little extra about halfway through or so. And then I could tell when I'm there. I could tell, like, now I'm good. My throat's not getting clogged up. Everything's fine. But I've been trying to dial that back. I've been trying to get better about things. And I'm not going to make it all about me. I don't need to board the flight first, even though I do have allergies. That's right, folks.
You should try it next time.
I'd like to board first. Please announce me on the flight. Just tell everybody Sean's here, and he's very, very allergic to things.
It's going to be so nice when all of the people forgot to get the real IDs, and flying will be a dream.
All right, let's put our bets down on that. You guys ready? Because next week on the show, we're going to pass this moment where real ID is implemented. What that means,
I think it's Wednesday,
is as of Wednesday-ish, if you don't have a new ID with real ID and you go to the airport to try to catch your flight, we're told you will be turned away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to be lenient or if they're going to give you a chance or something, but we're told they'll turn you away. Do you think we're going to get Thursday, Friday, maybe even Wednesday, travel chaos as people forgot to do the real ID update?
Yes, but they won't make it past TSA, so it'll be nice.
There's going to be stories about it. I feel like there's going to be people going.
I mean, I sent one of the members of the Beyonce chat into a full panic because after we talked about it on the show, I was like, guys, make sure you got your real IDs. And then I looked back on my phone 2 minutes later, and it was 17 text messages like, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do we got to get here? Simply Jeremy on YouTube says, how does Sean have such bad allergies? I mean, does he really ever go outside with all the poor people? Maybe change your air filters, my dude. You figured it out. Yeah, I mean, I am so dumb. I didn't know until this moment.
I've been changing mine every month.
I have never changed my air filter in my life. That's what I do. I just keep the same one to be lucky, and I don't understand my own allergies. But thank you for your thoughts, sir. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the final dispatches. We're going to do the stories that didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
And we'll do Today I Learned to wrap everything up for a Friday and the week, friends, plus a few last-minute surprises coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, there's a new teacher in town. I'll explain. Plus, we'll do Sink or Sale. I've got a great cigar for embers only. We'll find out what's good to eat in Orlando this weekend with Fias Car and Primetime Kitchen. And we'll do Pick the Porn for Metallica tickets. Plus, 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000 and your calls, text, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Friday forecast for Central Florida. And for today, we are going to be expecting a good mix of sunshine and clouds, and temperatures will be on the hotter side. Afternoon highs will be closing in on the upper 80s, a high of around 88 today in Orlando. We'll stay nice and dry, but for this weekend, we'll finally see the return of some hit and miss showers and thunderstorms. So far, about a 30 to 40% chance of some sea breeze showers and storms for Saturday, higher chances for Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Lear Capital.
Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. Go to BetterNestEgg.com.
Ozempic, but in a pill? Yep, it's oral semaglutide, now available from Future Health. It's the same active ingredient as Ozempic without painful injections. Go to futurehealth.com for easy access to oral semaglutide, Ozempic, and Zepbound for $3 a day. No insurance needed. People are raving because they're losing 10 pounds in their...
Go, Mike. Folks, I got to tell you, it's been a pleasure. It's been a great week. Next week's going to be real interesting. Probably some fireworks, probably some explosions, big drama. And it's because of you that we get to do this each day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit subscribe. If you want more, a secret show will be posted in just a bit. I just got to eat lunch, get a couple other things done like the podcast, and then I'll get that secret show live, a brand new one. And it's a funny show. I think you're going to like it. Sign up over at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see all the stuff for secret shows. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy. And if you do, you got binge crazy material. So, who is our commenter of the week? I was banned for a joke says, your air filter for your AC is at the bottom of your pool, you big dummy. I'm not a smart man. So I don't get that at all. Whatever you've said. I can't tell if it's clever or if it's so unclever. I honestly don't know. I don't know what to make of that at all. Is it attempting to convince me that my air filter is legitimately at the bottom of my pool where no filter is? There's not a filter at the bottom of my pool. That's not how pools work. Is it... I just don't know. I don't know. But you don't win Commenter of the Week. I'm sorry. Chatter of the Week. Ali on YouTube. You're getting Chatter of the Week. Ali, everybody, on YouTube. You know why? I've never seen Ali's name in chat before until this very moment, and the only thing it said was me. And for that alone, Ali, you are the Chatter of the Week. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to YouTube. Congratulations to The Cause. Congratulations to Publix. Congratulations to the military-industrial complex, all of them. Congrats, Ali. You're going up, bud. All right, folks, you heard him. We're coming back. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great week.
Orlando.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This week on Red Pilled America, we travel back to the dawn of the 16th century to uncover the roots of what it really means to be an American. You think you know the story? Think again. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeart Radio app or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's Red Pilled America.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
Stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Friday in the week, friends. Thanks for hanging out with us. We much appreciate you. And you've been doing it all week, thank God. We'll get to those final dispatches here in a moment. Big plans, anybody, for the weekend? Everything?
I got a karaoke started back up in Thornton Park.
All right.
Will be on Sunday, so I'm thinking Star Wars / Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, that's right.
/ whatever comes in between.
That's May 4th, right? May the 4th be with you. That's
Yes.
the whole Star Wars thing.
And also with you.
I got a neighbor that's so hardcore on this. They got a May 4th flag blowing out in front of their house. It looks like an American flag, but it says, May the 4th be with you, which I don't even know if that's like anti-American or not. But they got a flag rocking out there. It's got like the Star Wars symbol on it. It looks just like an American flag. And it says, May the 4th be with you. So that's a big one this weekend. What about you, Sealand? Big plans for you, buddy?
Not really. Just hanging out with the family.
Doesn't matter. Are you down? Everything okay?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm just a little distracted. Sorry.
How about
What are you distracted by? What's going on?
Work.
What? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Oh, damn. We can't fight on the way out.
Probably hitting up some happy hour this afternoon or something.
Oh, there you go.
Ashley's off, and then Sunday it's just me and the boys. So I don't know.
Nice.
Sounds like you're coming to karaoke.
It sounds like I'm probably doing a whole lot of nothing.
I'll tell you what. I'm now basically banned in this house from talking about my new hobby, my obsession, my media server that I'm building. And like I got my...
She benefits from it. So
she does.
I don't see the hate.
I got my processor in yesterday, and I got my memory in, and I'm waiting on my power supply, and I'm starting to piece the server together. And the more I tell her about it, the more her eyes go all the way into the very back of her brain. She does.
Before she asks you to get a movie she wants to watch.
Yeah, but she's like, "Well, why do you need something new? What we have is working already." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's true. That's true."
But the RAMs.
Oh yeah, and I said, "I'm going to have virtual machines. I'll be running on this." She's like, "What are you running on the virtual machines? Mind your own business. Don't worry about it. I don't necessarily know yet, but I know I'm excited about this. It's a little tinkering hobby."
I love some tech stuff.
He's starting his own bot farm, everybody.
Just wait till you get thrown by your significant other who's not a tech goddess or god.
Mm-hmm.
And gives you a piece of technology that you were not ready for.
Oh,
that's
really?
exactly what Nicole did to me with the damn Meta glasses.
I just heard something about them in a story too.
They're taking everything.
I think they talked about like the terms of service or something, but you know how it is. It's like the same thing with all these places. Oh no, are they going to take the recordings of my voice and use it to train something? Yeah, of course. It's 2025. It's happening. You're not going to be able to protect yourself from that stuff.
But it looks cool. I'm not protecting myself.
Jack was talking about one of our coworkers that had it, and it was like translating.
Oh yeah,
live translating, and I'm like, man, man,
it's pretty freaking
Next
cool.
time I go to one of those ladies pedicure places,
they don't have. They only have French, Italian, and Spanish.
Son of a bitch!
I was with my Portuguese friend, and nothing. I couldn't show him the cool part of it.
But it'll get there. They'll probably update that to have more languages and stuff, I would guess.
I do have video of me almost eating it on a scooter. That's about it.
Be careful. And
you and those scooters lately.
What do you mean? I've yet to fall. I've dodged.
You've just been on a scooter kick, it seems.
Yeah, I love scooters.
All right. Guys,
today I learned a little bit early.
Just trying to get to the end of the show here, all right?
Hey, we are talking and having fun.
All right. Let's do the final dispatches. How about that?
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here on the way out. And we've got, Deb. Deb is joining us, and she says she was listening to the show.
Debbie?
See? Good afternoon. This is Deb.
Hi, Deb.
I was listening to your broadcast about the gentleman using that word lightly.
Yeah, she's talking about the guy who married 3 people at the same time.
Yes.
She says, well, in the state of Florida, especially in Brevard County, anybody around the world can come to Florida and marry somebody behind bars, marry a convict. Death row inmates are getting married.
No, there's a TLC show based on that.
You don't need to have identification for these inmates. All they got to do is have somebody notorious do their paperwork. I don't know. This is like some of this is translation stuff. Last one. Here's Uncle Bob. Hello.
Hey, Junkies.
Uncle Bob? Okay.
Just wanted to give you a little heads up on that mom who has the Give, Send, Go account. If you read underneath who's been commenting and donating money, you'll see like about 75% of the comments are definitely racially motivated.
Yeah.
In this situation. And a lot of them also have comments about how it's freedom of speech.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a bunch of people posting that. It's gross. It's gross behavior. We shouldn't get into this new generation where we're like, hey, when somebody says something and gets caught on cam and then it goes viral and they're like saying something horrible or they're doing something horrible, then we just give them a bunch of money.
Yeah. Hakpua.
Really, really bad territory. And Hakpua lady hasn't gotten anything.
The top donator is $2,006 and just commented the letter N. $2,000 quoted, I have a dream that my children will one day live in a nation where they not be judged by the color of their skin, content of their character. $1,776. Thank you for noticing the content of his character. And $1,500 if white people don't stand up for each other, no one will stand up for us.
These people are donating a lot of money to some rando.
Where's that money coming
This person brought up the Austin Metcalf one. They gave $500,000 to Austin Metcalf's killer. Let's protect a woman who stood up.
To a child.
Stood up. Oh, gosh.
He was a thief kid. All right. He was a little thievery kid.
Stood up to a Somalian pervert. They're talking about the guy that made the video.
That's the camera guy. All right. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
So much stuff we couldn't get to today. Unbelievable. And those are toasts. They die on the vine, and we go to this. Taylor for a Friday. just letting loose on a Friday.
You never hear a C-Lane burpee.
It's Friday, baby.
That was pretty burpy. It's Today I Learned for a Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Today I Learned this movie. Yep. Pretty Woman. That's right. The 1990 film Pretty Woman. In it, Richard Gere's car was a Lotus Esprit after both Ferrari and Porsche had refused to allow their cars to be used in a film associated with prostitution.
What about any gerbils?
As a result of the product placement, Lotus sales tripled, they said. So people saw it in the movie. The movie was popular, and they said, I want one of those cars.
Product placement was born.
Was the Lotus an expensive car? Because
not too bad.
Ferrari and Porsche, were they going to triple?
And today I learned this band. Aerosmith, that's right. Today I learned Aerosmith's Joe Perry. He used to keep a roadie by the side of the stage. This was like one of the stagehands that was instructed to give him a toot of a cocaine straw.
I thought you meant a beer when you said a roadie.
Same thing for Just Okay.
Whenever he wandered over pretending to need technical assistance. So he would be like, my guitar's not working. And there you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same place. Miss any of the show, get the podcast.